What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Lazy Sunday live stream right here on Out of the Basement. It's a big one. It's a big one today.
True.
We are going to be discussing the future of the Black Series. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And we've got a very special guest with us today. You know him. You love him. It's Fig Fury.
What's up, guys?
Hey. Of Monday Night Figure Ball. Also, OG, Out of the Basement, brother.
Yeah, he has many titles. Instagram creator, figure photographer, co-host of Monday Night Figure Ball, Out of the Basement OG.
Many.
I'm sporting the love today. I had to bring this one out.
I like that. This one out. The nice. MNF mug. So, yes, we are continuing on our little, sub-stream series, too, of getting all the Figure Ball boys on for solo streams.
Yep.
Which is always a fun time. And we have a pretty big topic today. So, Justin, I want to pass it to you, brother.
Sure. Well, for the past, month and a half, some of you guys in the live chat may have noticed hero collections in the live chat, sort of gauging interest, doing a little talking, a little chatting, sometimes a little yapping. JK. But they requested they didn't really request a topic. They asked us about the current state of the Black Series and stuff like that. And I was like, would you could we just turn this into a whole topic for a Lazy Sunday? And everyone was down, so I'm down, you're down, Fig's down. So basically, the question here, and this is someone who works at Hasbro and in marketing and line planning and stuff like that, and they asked essentially what Star Wars The Black Series does at its best, what they can most improve on, and what we as collectors and fans want out of the line in the years to come. And we do know that they do read the live chat, they read comments, they do, think community engagement is important. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if you would want your voice to be heard, I would recommend dropping things in the live chat, depending on what category and what question we're talking about. If you guys agree with us, disagree.
Yeah.
Because this is our version of this. Our answers are going to be different than you guys in chat.
Of course.
We'll agree on a lot, but we might disagree on some stuff. So whatever it is, just leave a comment in the live chat and let your voice be heard, for sure. So I would consider this a pretty important stream today. And yeah, we just so happen to have Fig on for the January 26th. So we'll have Fig Fury with us. And of course, me, Nate, we'll have the live chat going.
Yep.
And yeah, oh, there he is. He's ready to take his notes, ready to take
Nice.
his notes.
There we go. I like that. I do want to give a quick shout out. We have a couple channel members here. Falcons Tech has become a channels member. A channel member. And we have Arthur Henderson, who has a 5-month anniversary. Thank you, Arthur.
Very nice. Appreciate you.
And Wampa the Hutt has also become a YouTube channel member. Just as a reminder, if you can, it's the best way to support the channel. We have two different tiers. 99 cents, $4.99. $4.99 tier is pretty great. Early access to figure it out.
I mean, it is great. I gotta say so myself.
Right? I'm not biased in this at all. Keep that in mind.
Either. It's the best. It's the greatest.
I gotta give that one to Basement Battalion. I gotta give that one.
I am not biased. You guys know me. You know me.
Hey, and then we also have Doug Smith, gifted one Out of the Basement channel membership. Which, of course, that is going to lead to a train here. We got Chaotic Clouds gifting 10 Out of the Basement memberships. Every week, week in and week out. Jarhead, Chris Fournier, Darren W., Rodrigo Lozano, Bean Muncher 69, Bruce Gailey, Tariq, Victorio, all got gifted channel memberships. Thank you so much.
Nice.
And really appreciate the support.
Wampa the Hutt coming in with the old 2 pounds.
Yep. 2 pounds.
Glad to be back, boys, since 2021. Happy to see you. Happy to have you back, Wampa.
Yeah, of course.
Also, Brent, appreciate you for being a member for 36 months. We also have Craft 3D Creation, who's been a member for 27 months. Ooh, wow. Nice. Love the long-term support. Appreciate each and every one of you. As a reminder, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you are new. We're just getting started here on the stream, so we haven't even begun the discussion.
Yep. So, Fig, for the people, we already have 255 people in here. It hasn't even been 10 minutes. But before we jump into the meat and potatoes here, we got to introduce our guest here. For those who may not know, like Fig Theory, the Instagram page, the Figure Ball YouTube channel. Introduce yourself a little bit. What do you do?
As Justin said, my username is Fig Fury. I pretty much am a figure photographer. I've been doing it for years at this point now, and I upload way too many on Instagram. And I never tag anything because I'm old and I'm an uncle, I guess. So I just never like to tag things. I probably should. But nah, just check it out on Instagram, Fig_Fury79 if you haven't. I do mostly Star Wars, but I branch out to a lot of other lines as well. And I've known these guys for a long time now. I've been a follower of their channel for, probably a decade almost at this point.
Yeah, getting close. Getting close.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. And Monday Night Figure Ball, those are my boys. We do a show every Monday night at 8:15 Eastern. Definitely check that out for a more crazy and rampart edition of what you're watching right now.
It's that's the NC-17 out of the basement.
I mean,
I was going to say, that's one way to put it. That's
yeah.
Oh, looks like Brandon got one of the gifted memberships. That's awesome.
Nice.
See, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. We're going to accomplish great things today.
Perfect. But yeah, we're happy to have you, Fig. Always a great time having you on, as always.
Gracias.
Oh, yeah, so there straight up isn't any Black Series news. I mean, we had those new reveals go up. We had the Anakin and the Rex.
Yeah.
Fig,
were you in on those, the fan stream figures?
Well, I'm ashamed to admit, but I put pre-orders on them. Will I keep those pre-orders is still... I've been on this thing lately that I don't want to say I don't want it just based off of promo. I want to see it in hand or other fellow collectors like you guys get them in hand and do reviews before I make that like final decision of instant pass. Because I'll use Mafek's Luke Skywalker from Mando Season 2 real quick as an example. A lot of people are not a fan of his face sculpt. I actually kind of like it. So you got to get those figures in hand because we all have different likes and tastes. So,
yeah, Justin, did you end up pre-ordering either figure?
I did both because
same with me. I pre-ordered both too.
Yeah, I've always wanted a Phase 1 Rex. All my critiques still stand on that with the plastic comma and everything else. I'd rather just have the soft goods. But I've always wanted a Phase 1 Rex for the Clone Wars display. And then Anakin, I'll admit, I'm also ashamed to admit that I caved. Because Anakin was starting to like sell out everywhere. Yeah. And I was like, like when's the last time a mainline, 2 mainline figures? That's not a retailer exclusive. They sold out. Well, they didn't sell out, but they were starting to go out of stock at certain fan channels. So I was like, I gotta secure it because at the very least I'll do the head swap like you, because this one looks like Hayden and not Matt Lanter, Tom Holland, and Hayden combined into one human likeness.
Right.
Looks like an AI Anakin.
We also have a super chat here from Dill. That's a Singaporean dollar, I believe, $6.98. It's been forever since I last sent a super chat, so here's one. Just want to add that we need more EU/Legends figgies too. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to. I did. I got the FOMO, bro.
I mean.
Oh yeah. I mean, like you said.
It's also Anakin. Like,
it still was kind of surprising though to see a mainline figure at least sell out for the moment. I'm sure pre-orders may open back up, but as of right now, crazy to see.
across the board, right? From Hasbro Pulse, Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Anakin is.
Yeah, I saw Tommy.
Anakin's gone across the board. What about Entertainment Earth?
Right, and we'll get into that once we get into the mainstream topic, but I hope there's two lessons to be learned here. The good lesson is, hey,
still up on. Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. What
still
is this,
up
figure ball?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nice.
Still up on Entertainment Earth.
All right. What was I saying? Oh, the better lesson to be learned here is that, hey, the community really wants Anakin. The wrong lesson would be, hey, let's continue the trend of using 2013 reuse because the community is fine with it if it's sold out. It's the same thing with that Obi-Wan Kenobi and 212th clone. It's sold out. What message is that sending? Is that, oh, they're really into prequel stuff, or they're fine with reusing these old sculpts because it's selling out?
Right.
Anyway, we'll get into all that. Into all that. We got another super chat here from the Stone Mandalorian, who will be a future guest. I gotta schedule out the February streams because we have had a guest every single week since we had Robo on in September or November. So I want to continue that trend of having a guest on every week. Happy Sunday, OOTV fellas in chat. We need all hands and make highly desired main characters mainline. Definitely agree.
For sure.
Thank you for the channel support as well. Hello there, Collectibles. Gifted one out of the basement membership. Thank you so much. You guys are killing it already. And we got another super chat from Strictly Star Wars Maxine. We need more EU/Legends figures. Pretty common sentiment for sure.
Yeah.
But thank you. We don't want to say we are fine with slop. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready, boys?
Yeah, I say let's
do it.
Let's get that hand rubbing in. Ooh.
You guys need to quit rubbing your hands.
Never.
All right. Yeah. Let's go. So I have the banners. I got banners. So the way that this is going to work, I made these banners with the red background, but since I'm the leader, the StreamYard leader, these are the ones that I came up with. If Nate, you have to add anything to this, let me know. Fig, you want me to add anything, let me know. Because first, we are going to just jump into what we currently enjoy. And same thing with live chat. Let's try to organize this right now. So there's 3 topics here, and the first one that we'll be covering is what we currently enjoy. So until we get to... Oh gosh. There's so many. Where is it? Until we get to what they need to improve on, let's talk about what we currently enjoy. And again, Nate, Fig, you guys just jump in whenever, because the first subtopic I have for what we currently enjoy is the improved character variety.
Yeah, I think this, without a doubt, when you originally posed the questions, was probably the first thing that jumped to my mind. Is just from, I'd say maybe middle of 2023 onward, we've seen a pretty big shift in terms of character selection, in terms of variety. We're actually starting to get more prequel era stuff and not just clone troopers. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think that's easily my number one thought behind what I'm currently really enjoying about the line. Is I think the variety is better than ever.
Agree.
Oh yeah. Oh, you go ahead, Fig.
I'm sorry, I'm used to Zoo. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, buddy. So it's kind of goes hand in hand with that. Ease of securing the figures online has never been better until this recent Anakin and Rex wave. But it's just, you don't have to worry. I haven't thought about pre-orders. I could wait days or weeks if I decide to do it. And as a longtime collector, we all know that in the past, that was an issue where you would have to be on it. It would go, stuff would be hard to find. So I feel like that goes with the variety. the ease of availability is also awesome.
Yeah, I think I added that one. Yeah, ease of
Oh.
securing figures online.
I'm messing with your
Nah, you're good.
bullet
But
points there, bud.
like I said, whatever you guys need to like jump in and talk about. But yeah, for me, I've actually like changed as a collector because of Hasbro's pivot to more prequel trilogy era type stuff. And what I mean by prequel trilogy era, I don't just mean Clone Wars, which is great. I love the Clone Wars, but I mean prequel film trilogy as well.
Yeah.
And we've had amazing figures like, I mean, the Super Battle Droid was our #1 most wanted for like 7 years, every year on our top 10 wish list. The Droideka, the Commando Droid that's upcoming, the Kiadi Mundi, the Bakara, the Cody, the Shakti, the Luminara Unduli, the Sebulba, which is just like an insane figure to get. So yeah, this was the second thing that I put, building off that point, the unusual love shown to the PT era and EU. Like, for the longest time, we only had, Thrawn was Rebels, but like Mara Jade, or Jaina Solo and Revan. But now we have like Star Killer, Malgus, Malik, Bastila, Shizor, Joros Sabayoth. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane to me.
Right. There definitely seems to have been a shift in the Black Series team as far as what, they desire. Obviously, like what characters they've been going after to try and get made. And obviously, Lucasfilm has been approving them as well. So there must be some kind of shift at Lucasfilm as well. Just maybe it's kind of like, the drum we've been banging all these years, Justin, where we've just always said, give prequel fans a chance. Like, we're here, we're ready. We want these figures. We want characters like Sebulba. Like, that's the stuff I want on my shelf. So maybe it's fine. We finally got to that point in the timeline where we're actually getting, the prequel stuff that we've been asking for a very long time, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I feel like, technically they gave us a shot with Jar Jar. Maybe not the best first PT character to use,
Yeah.
but, that how he went on clearance and all that thing. The fact that they tried it again and they're, all the figures we're getting from that era are awesome. I think several of the PT characters made it on everybody's top 10 last year. Stuff like that is amazing. So, just to add to that, that is such a huge compliment to the line right now. Like, and they're really good figures. The Super Battle Droid, the Droideka, the Padme, even the little Anakin for some of the issues he has overall. Like we've said before, if we would have got that 5-6 years ago, it would have been trash figures. So there's also that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the characters we've gotten, like, could you imagine if we would have got a Droideka in like 2014, 2015?
Oh god.
Just like what a nightmare that figure probably would have been.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's good though. Ultimately it was for the better that we had to wait so long to get these figures, because I strongly believe if they would have been released in the past, it wouldn't have worked out for any of us.
Agreed.
But yeah, I do like the EU shift as well too. That's really nice to see. I think we could see more EU though. I definitely think there's room for more.
I know Fig wants his. Wait, you want
know-
Darth Bane? Is
Oh
that
yeah,
your
he'd
top?
be my number one. Yeah,
Do you mean like the classic novel version?
preferably, but I would take his Clone Wars look is really cool too. They're so different that in a perfect world, make the 2-pack of them both. Or maybe we'll get into this later. What Marvel Legends is doing with the Maximum line. Maybe do a Maximum Bane where you can somehow make both versions.
Removable armor?
Maybe if it's good. Maybe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we.
No, 100%. And we've said it, and Landspeeder Lucas said it. With Sebulba coming out, it seems like nothing is off the table now. Because he's such a... I don't want to say obscure, because he's like a secondary character of the film.
Yeah.
But it's a very complex alien design, in my opinion, and it looks great.
Zero reuse potential as well.
I'm like, what are they gonna do? Make the Dougs from the Clone Wars?
They'll make the Doug from Return of the Jedi Special Edition.
Right.
Oh, jeez. Let's
give
go.
give me the Doug.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So, absolutely. And something to say about improved character variety. This is my number one favorite thing about the Black Series right now. Mm-hmm. And I think this is why, overall, I've been so happy and satisfied with the line because of the character variety. And especially after living through the dark ages of the sequel trilogy, Rogue One, Solo, even like Mando. I loved the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, but they've released, I think, over 100 by now releases for The Mandalorian. When you count Credit Collection, Carbonized, all the different unnumbered figures, Red and Black Box, I'm pretty sure it's just under 100 or just over 100. So even like they were going so hard on Mando, and yeah, we get entire waves of Acolyte, entire waves of Skeleton Crew, but at least they're like one and done, Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you just pass on that wave. That's fine.
right. And it's just one wave, whereas Mandalorian was definitely kind of crazy for a while. And I definitely feel that, especially now, like looking at the shelf and kind of thinking about the future of the line and all the figures that are coming that I really got to make space for. So then you really start looking at the Mandalorian shelf and you're like, what is, there's some figures on here where I think they could go bye-bye for sure. So
Yeah, thank you, Walking Carpet, for the £5. Really appreciate you. Also, thank you, Eric, for joining our channel membership. That's awesome. All right. So the next one I chose, and again, you guys could disagree or agree with me, is the modern sculpt work. For the most part, a modern Black Series figure hits. And now there's a few asterisks here at the end. And that more so has to do with the different category of what they need to improve on, and that is thigh swivel, bicep swivel, some of these things that we really want in the line, and some things that they have actually taken away, like thigh swivel. But I guess what I mean with this is, like, that super battle droid is, like, engineered just fantastically, and like the Droideka and the Ki-Adi-Mundi, it's like the best Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, we got the best droid sculpt they've ever done in 2024. We also got the best Jedi they've ever sculpted in the line in 2024. So, like, when they hit, they really hit. How do you guys feel about this?
I definitely agree with this point. The sculpting is easily better than ever for the most part. Obviously, there's still misses. There's plenty of misses, but on average, I feel like everything hits harder than ever. This ties into, like we were already talking about with the improved character variety. There's a lot of figures out there, a lot of characters out there that it's like, I'm glad we had to wait for the modern sculpt work, because it probably would not have turned out great otherwise. And it does seem like the sculpting is improving with each new figure. Proportions are getting better, faces are getting sharper.
Like the
Obviously,
2023 clone fixed a lot of those proportion issues,
Right, exactly. So it seems like they're dialing in. Their sculptors must really be locking in for a lot of these figures. It may even, kind of appear that there just might be a little extra passion behind some of these characters. So maybe people on the team are fans, and so they're putting a little extra effort in to the characters that we all know and love, like Ki-Adi, like the Super Battle Droid, like the Droideka.
Yeah, I think for the most part they really hit hard. I'll use like Momon Nadon, for example.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, the sculpt on him is phenomenal. And they've always done well with alien characters. So like, I feel like if we get an alien, Brutus is another example recently. Like, they just go hard with the alien. That's almost kind of expected now. So like, I guess this is kind of a mini tangent. If they ever make a failed alien, it's going to be odd because they usually knock them out of the park. But anyways, yeah, overall it's good. The misses, like, I want to say so much are sculpt, or just like maybe proportions are off, and that's because I'll use the Balin and Shin Nightmare Fiasco, right?
Sure.
It's because they had that. Obviously, they're working on that with not a lot of info. The bathtubber situation. I don't think it's so much the sculptor. So I think we're in a better place than ever. Even going back to the 2013 great, the Sand Trooper, the helmet on that is phenomenal, even to this day. But just overall, like through the whole figure, nothing. We're in that like golden age for sure.
And yeah, Pletho brings up a good point. Are we talking about sculpts like shapes and volumes, or engineering like cuts for joints and whatnot? I guess for me, what I mean by like the modern sculpt work, articulation is included in that. Just the way the figure functions and how it looks, proportion wise, like, you know, that 2023 Clone Trooper versus the 2020. Some people will be like, they all look the same, you're crazy. But I feel like that 2023 sculpt is so much better. I think it looks like a real person in armor, whereas the old body looks like more skeletal.
Right.
It looks like a real person in armor because the thighs are thicker, the shoulder armor is bigger and more accurate to a more theatrical look. The loose torso overlay, the O-ring system on the shoulder armor is for better articulation. They added bicep swivel to that figure too. The only real thing about the 2023 clone is the helmet, and removable helmets and alt pegs is a point I added later, which we'll get into. But I just think the modern engineering and sculpt work is, you know, a lot more preferable to what came before.
100%.
Yeah. So, all right. Next point for me, fan channel exclusive waves, and this is self-explanatory. It's stress-free, and I would love more of it, especially like they're putting all the cool prequel stuff as fan channel exclusive waves. Fine by me. I got no issue with it. I've been enjoying just hitting pre-order.
Yep.
Yeah.
As time has gone on, the hunt interests me less and less. Just the idea of going to store after store, day after day, spending that time, that gas, to most times walk away empty-handed, or worse, getting a consolation prize because you spent all that time and effort, and then you feel like you got to walk away with something.
Yeah.
And then you end up with a bunch of figures you don't really need. So for me, I love this just simply because I don't really care for the hunt all that much anymore. I like just pre-ordering the figures and they just show up at my house and I don't have to worry about it. It's stress-free. I just click a couple buttons and call it a day.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Same. I mean, I feel like we're all in agreement on all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just because if you, any collector, whether a few years or like us, we've been in it a long time, it's just more preferable with pre-ordering. It's so much easier. And then, like Nate was specifying, you spend a lot of time hunting, and yeah, you will buy, like, oh, I guess I'll buy this. I'll use a Ray figure or this Jyn Erso figure because I don't have it, and I spent like 5 hours looking for figures. So that whole aspect is gone. And as I get older, personally, I don't like going to stores unless I absolutely have to. In general, retail stores mostly. Yeah. So that aspect for me, I love the accessibility. There's multiple fan channels too. We all know them for the most part. And last but not least, what we're getting in those fan channel waves is awesome. Like the upcoming Shock T, Saboba, Luminaria, like that wave, and then even Savage Oppress. Like those figures just being easily pre-orderable is awesome. I made up a word there, pre-orderable.
Yeah. Because, like, those types of figures, like, imagine if they came out 10 years ago. I feel like we'd be panicking and, like, you know what I mean? Like, we would be going to, even, like, you know, not that long ago. Well, actually, wow, that was a long time ago. Like, the Clone Wars exclusive waves. And I still think those Target exclusive Clone Wars waves was, like, the most stressful collecting experience I've ever had because there was no pre-orders. There was the whole Father's Day display debacle. Like, hey, it's in the clothing department.
Yep.
And the stock checkers were unreliable.
Yeah.
Someone stole the entire case of Obi at one of our targets.
If there's one thing I really, really like nowadays about collecting is I no longer have to bother employees about looking for stuff in the back.
I couldn't tell you the last time I did that.
That used to fill me with so much dread, but it was like you had to do it. If you wanted those figures, you had to do it. But that was like one of the things I hated the most, especially about hunting, was like walking up to some employee that, I really don't want to bug them. And because I know if I was in their shoes, I'd be like, yeah, buddy,
Really?
I'll go look. But, shout out to the employees that were actually really helpful. But I'm so happy to not have to do that anymore, because that used to seriously kill me. Or I remember with those Target figures, I saw a guy walk past me with an Anakin in his hand, and I was like, and just dead on sprinted to the aisle.
Yeah.
And like thinking back at that, I'm like, oh,
My
God.
brother eBay. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, exactly. I had one
I
for
gotta
my
get
brother.
one for my brother. Yeah.
My brother's uncles, aunts, cousins, right? And on top of that too, I just had to add to what you were saying, Nate, because when you would ask them, like I did that when I was hunting Marvel Legends a few times, and at Walgreens, which was a really odd time to ask somebody. I was looking for, I think, the exclusive Fantastic Four figures they were doing back then. And she's like, yeah, we have a case of them. And I'm like, oh, come on, I need Human Torch, Mr. Fantastic. They brought a case of Invisible Women, which I already had at the time. So then I asked them, and then I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, talk about, from their point of view, like, what an asshole. Like, you made me go back there now. And then you're almost feeling like I should buy it just out of, like, guilt for...
Right. You're like, man,
whole...
I made them work for it, and now I don't want it. Yeah. Well, Walgreens always sucked anyway, because they would break the cases up at their distribution centers and then just randomly ship them out to their various stores.
Yeah. Agreed on everything. So I actually moved this one up because that goes hand in hand with that. That's very related. Ease of securing figures online. And you'd have an even easier time if you join our Discord, link in the description of this video. Mm-hmm. Just a quick plug. Shake my hand, Nate.
Yeah.
Quick plug.
Digital handshake.
Yep. All right, so we can move on from that. And these next two, maybe even three, are kind of related. So I put in multi-packs. Now there's another string of asterisks here, because this is also a point used in the negatives. But generally speaking, I like that they are more open to the idea of multi-packs, because before last year, it was like there was like one or two multi-packs, Well, actually, there was a few, because they would do the 4-packs and stuff like that, like the entertainment exclusive ones.
Yeah.
But they're a lot more prevalent today, and just generally speaking, I like the idea behind them.
I agree. Generally speaking, I do agree, but I definitely get it. There are definitely some issues with the multi-packs that are worth noting, but overall, I do generally like multi-packs. I think I bought every single multi-pack
that and they're discounted.
Right, yeah.
So that's part of it too.
Right, that also helps, like, now they've gone back. It's not like the era of Book of Boba Fett where the Cobb Vanth Cad Bane 2-pack was like $1 billion for no reason. So it's great that they've lowered the prices on them. But like I was saying, I'm pretty sure I bought every single multi-pack that came out last year. I want to say.
Fig, are you chill with multi-packs?
For the most part, yeah. I feel like the current era of multi-packs is kind of just getting started. So hopefully, I know this is the positive part, and yes, I like what we've gotten. And some of the negatives, I hopefully are going to start getting better, because this is kind of like that early transition. We really are. They're kind of new again. Recently, they went away for a long while because they really sucked before. So yes, I'm a fan.
All right. And we also have a massive super chat from the Sexman
Whoa.
official. We got $49.99 from the Sexman. Thank you so much. This is late, but I imagine if they didn't go hard on the sequels, but instead went that hard on prequels, we could have had all the CIS counts. Ooh, you're speaking to me. Watto, Shmi, Geonosians, B1, Variant, C3PO, Exposed Wire, Young Boba, Sam Wessel? Zam Wessel. Okay, yeah, with droids and slugs. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, we all know the Dark Ages, and if I'm recalling correctly, it's the first time they ever reported losses associated with the Star Wars, like in X amount of years. With that, like, Force Awakens and Rogue One debacle of just endless peg warming. But, you know, I mean, I'm down for all those characters you mentioned, so 100%. And thank you so much for the channel support. We really appreciate you. Bro, I agree. He's cooking.
Yeah.
He's cooking. All right.
But yeah, I feel like there's definitely a lot to say about the multi-packs that chat we'll definitely get to that. We will get to that.
100%. Sure. Something else I've been enjoying is the smarter in-universe repaint. I could almost add an asterisk to this though.
True.
If I'm being completely honest.
I mean, that's facts.
But
you're not wrong.
But it goes hand in hand with this point, which is cutting down on gimmick lines. At least they're from something. Like, thank goodness the credit collection and carbonized is it's over. I think it's safe to call it. Time of death, 2023 or whatever.
Hey, you never know with how many times have we said carbonized is dead and it comes back?
True.
Comes back for one more multi-pack from the grave.
Yep.
It's becoming a Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah, we're gonna get carbonized Chimer and Basil 2-pack.
Oh God.
And that's the only way to get Chimer is getting a carbonized version with Basil.
Right.
Wait, isn't your contact listening to the stream? Don't put that out there, man.
Oh my god.
Don't.
Oh, man.
But yeah, smarter in-universe repaints because we had the idea for a Legion line, which is Rebels, Imperials, Republic, Clone Troopers, CIS droids. Even if they wanted to do a new sculpt for First Order Stormtrooper, I'm not going to complain. And at least, like, they're from something, you know? It just simply being from something makes it a million times better than carbonized and credit collection, in my opinion.
Agree.
So that was it for just what I wrote, because I didn't want to overwhelm everything and just have it only be me. So, like, if Nate, Fig, if you guys have anything else that you would like to add to this, definitely add it.
One more thing.
Oh, snap.
So I don't think it's constantly across the board, but I'd say like 75% better. It's just the overall better lightsabers in general, as far as like the blades. They're like better coloring on them. I feel like sometimes the hilts are still a little gummy, but overall they're better than what we used to get in the past. So I'm liking that. And then, I think that was the one. It literally was one more thing. That's all I had.
One more thing. Yeah. Oh, now Justin's cooking something here.
Yeah. He's like, let's see.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go grab something.
See what he's cooking.
But like the new saber on this Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is the one from the 3-pack.
It's so blue.
Right. It's just like a highly saturated, juicy blue. I really like that. So I would agree with that. I think they're thicker too. I like the thicker. They're not as thin anymore.
Yeah. Thicker blade.
Yeah, they big time. They used to be like almost the Rebels design, like that super skinny.
Oh yeah, it's always funny when I'm digging through my lightsaber storage bin and I pull out like an ancient Luke saber and it's so thin and tiny and I'm just like, wow. We were fine with this. Figures have better stability now. For the most part, I could say that. Still, I think we need some work on droids.
Yeah. Here's one of you, Magna Guards.
Oh yeah, true. And then Quai sucks. It does.
Yeah,
Right.
For some reason, it does.
Mm-hmm.
I should have put an asterisk on mine then. Because that like in that same pack you have a phenomenal one and an awful one.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's always exceptions to everything. So, like, technically, you could put an asterisk on, like, every point.
That is true.
Oh, Commander Cook's in the chat? All right.
Hey,
Let's get
Cookie.
it. We've almost hit
What up,
400. I've been, like, waiting to hit 400 in the chat.
Yeah, sitting at 390. Let's get 400. Let's get 400.
Hit like. Nate, you got any other positives, bro?
I feel like you've pretty much cleared all the positives. I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think that's it kind of sucks to say that I feel like I have more things to say like on what could be improved, but I feel like I'm still overall generally very happy with the line. It's fantastic. It's better than ever. But yeah, it's really I think we've kind of covered everything that's
Yeah. And we were asked not to sugarcoat criticisms. So we can go all in if we want. So if you guys are down, we can move on to what they need to improve on.
Now here comes the laundry list.
Yeah. Here comes the spicy stuff.
Yeah.
All right. And we hit 400. Now that we're in the
Yeah.
negative, everyone
Yep.
starts pouring in because
Of
we're
course.
being negative.
They saw that text banner down there on the
Yeah.
they hovered over
The
it.
preview. Yeah.
The preview and I'm gonna click now.
Yeah.
Do you
But yeah,
guys even like the Black Series? Oh,
God, thick.
oh God, he's getting out of the line.
He's coffee pilled.
Oh shit.
Oh.
He's got Mjolnir. Oh man. All right. So same thing. We'll go through the ones that I listed, but any points you guys want to make, just jump in, interrupt me. Yap.
I'll do that.
All right. So some of these I need to like explain myself because they're just like bullet points. So let me open up the Discord because I made an entire text channel just dedicated to like organizing this.
Mm-hmm.
And we can look on the Google and we can find out some more things for examples. So what I mean by the new media problem, I wrote new media, so Disney era media, like the new Disney Plus stuff, is constantly given more love and clearly a higher budget. No reason every single figure from the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, etc., gets to be a 100% brand new sculpt packed with every appropriate accessory, while the Phantom Menace Anakin gets one backpack, no paint, no helmet, etc. The Clone Wars Anakin that just came out, reusing 2013 legs. Why are non-new media figures scraping the bottom of the barrel to get new tooling and accessories while new media gets all the love? It's all Star Wars. It's all Star Wars.
That's facts. I mean, you could even look to recent examples like Shakti and Illuminara. Or Luminara. I always like
Yeah.
to say Illuminara. But, you know, if for some reason they were new media, would they have brand new legs? Would they not reuse those old legs that they're, you know?
These are all new sculpts.
Yep, all unique sculpts, zero reuse.
Even their backpacks are unique, painted. But why? Why does Anakin get like shafted? You know?
yeah.
Oh, Black Series.
Yeah.
He just has his one little backpack.
Especially when there's just so many easy things that Anakin could have come with. Just could have given him little tools.
Yeah. A pit droid would
Yeah,
have been great.
Yeah.
there is definitely. It's a great comparison to the Skeleton Crew figures. When you just see all the love that went into them versus the love that went into this Anakin, which the Anakin is good,
It is.
but it could have come with more stuff and it could have just been better in general. Especially
Yeah.
the no paint was crazy.
I was just gonna say that, like at the minimum, if you're not gonna overload his accessories, or at least give him 2 or 3, at least put that wash on him at the very minimum to give him that little grimier look. But yeah, they went very minimal on him versus Neil or one of the other kids from the show. So it's that kind of stuff is frustrating. I will say, like, for me, it's in. I get that. Okay, new media, you're gonna try to put all your ducats in that because you're promoting it, you're pushing it across the board as your company. But it's like you don't know how it's gonna be received by the people who are gonna buy your product. Where like currently the Phantom Menace is a hot commodity for most people into Star Wars and collecting. I mean, look at what Hot Toys is doing with it and all the imports and Black Series. It's like, why wouldn't you throw that into your market like as well? Like across the board, at least make it even or close to it. Like I understand new media may be getting a little more because it's new and that's what you're promoting. But don't just like 180 it. Like, oh, okay, PT character can just get this, but this guy's gonna get 4 things in this pack and is the same size, same production value. I'm assuming, anyways. But
yeah.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm just reading the chat. I'm sorry,
Right.
I can't bring up everyone's comments, so I do apologize. I'm trying to highlight and read as much as I can. This is a good point. I mean, they are characters that have never been on screen before, and I get that. But there are instances where they probably could have reused some sort of legs or something, but it almost like they go out of their way to do a 100% new sculpt. And this is good. New tooling is good. But compared to the original trilogy, Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan, it's almost like in order for a OT or PT character to get made, it has to utilize some pre-existing reuse to like justify it. Like Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan, Ponda Baba had to reuse Luke's legs and his jacket and this and that. Momat Nadan, what came first? Doc Ondar. In order for that OT character to get made, it had to have some reuse. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to that, like the new Luke and Leia, which are all new. But I don't know. I just feel like when we have the main character of Star Wars and he is reusing 2013 legs, inexcusable to me. They're gummy, they're pinned, they warp easily.
Are you talking about Rey Skywalker? Oh
my god.
I agree with what Stone Mandalorian was saying though about it is kind of weird though on the same hand that like we just got this Anakin that's just like 95% reuse even though it's new media.
True.
It's weird. It's weird how sometimes they'll pick and choose that, or like some of the Andor stuff was like the troopers were high reuse, and so but generally I do agree with you though, there needs to be more of a budget balance between everything.
Right. And I don't know, I used to have a negative opinion on this where like a whole wave is dedicated to one show. I used to be like, man, I wish there'd be more variety in there. I've kind of switched up on that because I'm just fine with passing on things. Like, how do you guys feel about, like, when they come out with a mainline wave and the whole thing is dedicated to one show?
I mean, I generally feel like, I don't know, I like having a variety in a wave, getting a figgy every once in a while. And when it's like a straight waiver like Acolyte or something, you're like, huh, maybe I'm going to be without a new Star Wars figgy for a few months. When
Tommy spit.
Maybe they could have, split the wave up and given us more variety.
Yeah. Tommy's spitting right here. I think we should be done with outdated articulation. Pre-Vizsla was a huge letdown for me. He looks great, but the articulation is so dated. This perfectly illustrates my point because every single, like, the Fleet Commander, the Night Owl, the Shriek Hawk Mandalorian Warrior, and the Trainer, and the like it seemed like how many blue Mandos from the Disney Plus series Mandalorian season 3 got on an incredibly nice Death Watch Mando base buck. But then for Pre Vizsla, we get slop. And it's like, that's the one from Clone Wars that we all wanted. Like, if there was a Mandalorian to do that we all wanted, it's like Pre Vizsla, Jango Fett, what's his name? He's dripped out and he has horns in seasons. Gar Saxon.
Sex.
So why is Pre Vizsla scraping while the Fleet Commander can be put on a much better base body?
Yeah. It makes it even worse when you see how easy it was, like a lot of customizers out there, how easy it was for them to make Pre Vizsla on the new body. Like, most of the pieces already existed in the line. There's just like shoulder pads and like knee pads.
Yeah. It's so... I think we had some theories when that figure came out. Like, maybe the mold was already done and they, for some reason, just put an axe on him and released him way later. But even then, it's not... That's just a prime example, but there's other figures where it's like, why would you go back when you have all this current figures for like a year or two prior to its release? It's a really odd choice. I can't figure out, and maybe I don't dig deep enough with it, but I can't figure out what justifies their reuse of such an old figure. And if you're going to reuse something, use newer, like going back to the new Anakin. If you're going to reuse it, use different legs. There's plenty of different single jointed legs out there that might be able to make it work with a little bit of sculpting or just some paint even. That's way better. So why didn't they go that route if they wanted to reuse?
Yeah, all great points. I'm liking the chat. All right, I guess we can move on. We probably shouldn't take too much time on one specific topic, but if we need to come back to something, we'll come back to it. The next one that I put, this is that asterisk with the multi-packs, the hostage multi-pack syndrome. And what I mean by that, having a super desirable figure locked and held hostage behind a multi-pack. Joruus C'baoth is a good example, in my opinion. A very deep-cut EU, like Thrawn trilogy character. But you had to buy another Return of the Jedi Luke. You had to buy another Mara Jade. It probably should have been the Luke and Joruus C'baoth as a 2-pack. Probably would have been better. Clone Wars, these Clones of the Republic packs, they're just like... Clones of the Republic has been one of the most mid sublines compared to like what it could be versus what it is. It's like, yeah, you got it right there. The 2012 magazine comic strip Gree, and you have to buy that if you want a prequel Yoda with a chair, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't like that.
Yeah. I also think, is it a separate point about holding named characters with unnamed characters in the same 2-pack?
That's in the same point.
Okay, cool. So
this is just multi-packs in general, yeah.
Yeah. I would say it kind of ties into the hostage multi-pack syndrome moniker, though, simply because they'll do army builder packs that aren't really army builder packs, like Captain Enoch and the Night Trooper. It's like, we all want more than one Night Trooper, but no one needs more than one Enoch.
Yep.
So why hold Enoch back?
Yeah.
And why hold people back from army building when they could have done 2 Night Troopers in a box and just released Enoch solo by himself?
Right.
Especially when they actually do armor building 2-packs, like the Phase 2 and the B1, the B2 and the Phase 1 coming out, the Rebel and the Stormtrooper. Like, they actually do that. So why do the other? It makes zero sense. It's weird.
Right. So what I wrote for this one, with multi-packs, you need to choose one or the other. Is this a one-and-done pack, or an army builder pack. Make that decision and stop doing the hostage multi-packs. A named character shouldn't be packed with an obvious army builder. So let's give some good examples of the right way to do it. Phantom Menace 3-pack, one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Cloaks, lightsabers, three named characters, it's a one and done set. Great idea. Target exclusive, 332nd and the 501st Phase 1. Army builder set. I bought 2. And they're both army builders. Great idea. Great set. Clones of the Republic, the Last Command 4-pack. We kind of have more of that hostage syndrome going on. And they do this in TVC every single time for no reason. They will do a 4-pack and then they will randomly have a named character. They'll have like Waxer or Boyle or whatever, which one it was. When it was a 212th Army Builder pack. But then they just randomly, even to a similar extent, their recent B1 Battle Droid one, which granted the Commander you can kind of get away with.
I think the Commander you can get away with.
Right, but they do it all the time in TVC for some reason.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't have the problems that TVC has with that, because that's horrible. That's just crazy that they would do something like put Waxer in a 212 troop builder set. But
yeah, I agree with Jesse here. Like even the purple clone trooper with Clone Wars mace.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're gonna do a 2-pack with the Jedi, they should come with their commander. So it's just a one and done set. If you want to army build the purple 187th, you'd have to buy more than one pack, but then you're stuck with a bunch of random Clone Wars Mace Windows, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Jedi and named commander, I feel like, is definitely the move. Unless, which we don't know for sure yet, but unless it's locking something like this in its 2-pack. Then I'm not so sure. Because obviously Yoda and Commander agree, technically that. But if you don't want that Gree because it's random and it's borderline made up, you know, you gotta pony up for that set if you want prequel Yoda, which should not be the case. Prequel Yoda should be mainline, easy to get, or not included with a made up Gree.
Yeah,
Just release that. And,
right.
and
Absolutely.
There you go. Or you guys while we're talking about this, would you have been okay if they just would have repacked the old Gree in with him? Would you have preferred that over this?
That would be wild if they did that, but
it's the more iconic, known.
Yeah.
I want to say iconic, but more known version.
Ideally, I would have just enjoyed a camoed up retool on the 2023 body.
yeah.
I would have accepted that in a heartbeat. I'm ready and willing to replace every single 2013 Commander on the shelf. I'm ready and willing. Let me take those off my shelf. They suck.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah, honestly, I think the key takeaway from this is choose one or the other. Is this a one and done set, or is this supposed to be an army builder? If there's one army builder included in that set, it ruins the whole thing. You know, if it's if it's named characters and then there's an army builder, just choose one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one is just super, to me, like common sense. I don't know why. I'm trying to like even imagine like from a business perspective. But you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot because how many people are only going to buy one? Like those TVC packs, for example. Like how many people are only going to buy one since there's a named character in it?
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm usually a fan of buying 2 army builder packs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For this next one, I'll be right back. So Nate, I'm going to let you take over. However,
Bingo card.
hashtag it's a line. I don't want to see anyone talking about the aesthetics in this conversation. It's a line.
Someone troll Justin.
Line.
It breaks up the sculpt too much. It sucks. Don't bring it back, bro.
Yeah, that's what's killing the Black Series sculpt is the line. obviously. I think now we can pretty much say for 100% certainty, Thigh Swivel needs to come back. I gave him a chance. There are a couple figures where I feel like the hip range of motion is good enough.
Malgus.
But, yeah, Malgus sticks out in my head. But what sticks out in my head more recently is the Imperial Armored Commando, which that figure is almost borderline ruined by the lack of thigh swivel. It's very hard to get it into a natural looking shooting pose. You have to put the leg in a very awkward, unnatural position that just as a human being, your leg doesn't really bend like that. And it holds the figure back, especially for a trooper. And even more recently, the new Luke Skywalker not having thigh swivel. It kind of kills the lightsaber posing.
So weird.
Makes it a little bit more challenging and to get like a realistic stance. Of course, bro's got to get his Cheez-Its.
Bro,
I mean,
it's that point.
shout out to Mr. Coffee. We were talking about these. And
Ooh, yeah, those are so good.
Where's
But-
that guy that has his profile picture?
Yeah.
Cheez-It.
Where's the Cheez-It? So we were already basically talking about the Imperial Armored Commando.
Oh yeah, that's the one I used in the thumbnail.
Yeah. The swiveling the knee doesn't fix it, brother. Sorry, that's Cap. But
The people who randomly defend this, I don't understand it because nobody was campaigning to take away thigh swivel. It's to reduce piece count and save money.
yeah.
That is the only not a single person was advocating for the removal of thigh swivel. And now that they've done it, all these people who really are just neutral about it, but they have this like weird fixation on like going against you for campaigning to bring it back. If you're neutral on it, if you don't care one way or the other, just let us do our thing. If it doesn't matter to you one way or the other, let us do our thing and campaign to bring it back. That's all I gotta say about that.
I gotta give that one to Justin. Just saying.
Gotta give that one to Justin.
Uh,
Yeah, I think
No.
I think Tangy's spitting right here. Taking away thigh swivel hurts every collector. Dynamic posing gone. Static neutral posing may work, but only for a minute. That figure is gonna fall eventually.
yeah. It limits for what you consider an action figure. It limits your it takes away from the cost of the figure. In all reality, you have less ways of displaying it. You can't get the most worth of your money, in my opinion. That's why you buy an action figure, is to change poses. You can display them however you want, obviously, but for me, that's a huge buying aspect. And I remember we used Malgus when Justin was gone as a prime example. When I saw that, I was like, okay, it actually works for him. So instead of getting better with that change of how they did it with the ball joints essentially on the hips, it's like gotten worse. Like the articulation with that has gotten worse, not better. So it's like a double negative right there.
And I could see the thigh swivel at the hip, or the hip swivel, becoming better, but they have to work on some sort of system for that. Whether make the hip ball smaller, make the socket a little bit bigger.
Right.
But
So
obviously it's going to depend figure by figure, because some characters are going to be a little bit more chonky, have a little bit more room. But it's something that I feel like if they're going to continue to not have thigh swivel, they need to engineer the hip ball to give us that range of motion.
Sean, do you remember plastic-free packaging and what happened with that? Community feedback
That's facts.
and money. That's all there is to it. I mean, why would we be talking today on stream if all this is pointless? I mean, it might be, but what do we have to lose? You know what I mean? Like, this could be a PR marketing stunt hey, they're listening. They have an ear to the ground. Even if it is, what do we have to lose by talking about things that we'd like to see improved, you know?
Yep. And as always, just campaigning for less articulation on an action figure. Kind of crazy.
Listen to that sentence. The keyword action, right?
What do we want these things to do? What do we want them to do? Do we want them to move around and have action?
Yeah.
Action satisfaction. There you go. That's what you want. That's what we need with our toys. Just saying.
But yeah, I mean, I think they could do something with the hip socket, but honestly,
Why?
just bring back thigh swivel. It's a
Yeah.
line.
It's
a
not
line.
as it's more limiting. I understand that you can rotate the upper thigh, like where it connects to the lower torso. I understand. Sorry, that there's a certain amount of rotation, but it's not 100% like it was with thigh swivel. You could rotate the exact. Comrade is spitting. It's literally just a line. Nobody wanted it gone.
Mm-hmm.
Even your imports have thigh swivel. You see that? There's an actual line there. I mean, it's blended pretty good, but yeah, you can see it right there on the back.
Oh no!
It's a line.
Yeah, I'm throwing it. I'm throwing this away. It broke up the sculpt, guys.
Don't show me the line.
All right, what's next here? Where am I at? Oh, nope. Lost it. All right. Super common critiques, and this is just like everyone in the community. More accessories, alt heads, alt hands. I mean, what else is there to say? This has been a thing since like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 11 years of barely any alt hands, alt heads. Most people who collect this line have probably just accepted that, but I'm still going to advocate for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You get those C grips.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's just
I brought an example, of course,
Ooh.
classic example.
let's go.
Right here. We've got the TVC Bo-Katan, which is a beautiful, of course it won't focus, but is a beautiful figure. And she, unlike the Black Series, has a separate helmeted head. And what does that allow? That allows for us to have her unmasked head here have this really beautiful hair sculpt that's not flattened on both sides so that it has to fit a helmet of sorts. And it also does another thing here too. When you put this alt head on, she doesn't have a giant helmet because it fits and looks more natural because it's an alt head. And it doesn't have to fit over a head. This just looks so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no chin.
Yep, and this kills, and this obviously two birds with one stone. There's no chin. There's no chin. So, I really feel like the alt head pegs is essential. We need this.
Heads, helmets, and sabers.
Heads, helmets, sabers. We've got. They've given us one. We've got one, everyone. This is our first Black Series saber that's one piece. They've given it to us
One
with
piece?
Yoda. Luffy? Now, I did see some debate about the sabers, specifically about paint chipping, about it wearing down over time, because basically how these are made is that it's cast in the translucent green plastic, and then the hilt is just painted on. Obviously, there could be some QC issues with that. There could be chipping issues as well. But I feel like by and large, TVC has been doing this for years, and it's worked out pretty well for them.
Yep.
And I think this, obviously the Yoda looks pretty good. The hilt looks good. No chipping yet. No nothing like that.
Oh, that's
Could-
right. Kylo Ren does have that. Yeah. I
Oh
forgot
yeah,
about that.
true.
True.
Yeah, I forgot about Kylo Ren. But the point's still standing. I think this is just a much better option. This is just much more stable. If Yoda takes a shelf dive, the chance of the lightsaber snapping is less because there's no pivot point. The removable blade on the lightsaber creates a point where it will bend if it falls, and that's why so many of us out there have so many broken lightsaber hilts. And I've had TVC figures fall, and their lightsabers have not broken because it's one solid piece. It doesn't have that weak point.
Yeah.
That's all
So
facts.
I mean, this has been one of our main like campaigns. I mean, Nate literally just explained it, but this would also help with clone troopers. The Bo-Katan was a great example. But clone troopers, they have bobblehead syndrome. I love the 2023 sculpt, and overall, I think it's the best for clones.
Yeah.
But a lot of the helmets just are too big, in my opinion, because they have to be sculpted to actually fit a human head inside of it. And then it's just not how it looks in the movies because they're CGI in the films.
Right.
So, and especially like Captain Rex, classic example, a big chinner. You see the chin, it's a bobblehead, and there's just no reason for it. Just do alt pegs for heads and helmets. I feel like this is very one-sided, but there are a few people who do defend removable helmets. I've seen people say, oh, it's easier for accessory storage just to have the helmet on so I don't have to organize my... Come on, bro.
Nah.
Come on. But, I think most people would be fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Alt pegs.
Someone in chat said that we would be willing to pay more for these. I would.
Yeah.
More accessories.
Oh, is that right here? Hybrid?
I don't know if Hybrid probably bring it up, but it was somebody else. I don't recognize the username.
Oh. But I mean, no, you're spitting Hybrid, and like we all know, the Star Wars license is probably a contributing factor to the lack of accessories. So that is a good question. Would the Black Series community pay more to get more hands and accessories and stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like any kind of price hikes, you get Black Series fans shaking in their boots. So honestly, there are collectors who say Black Series has endless price hikes when there's only ever been 2 price increases in this line. It was $19.99 for 10 years, and then they did $22.99 briefly during COVID, and then we have our modern $24.99 MSRP. The price has only ever gone up twice. So,
Right.
and you are right, there is a lot of sticker shock with the Black Series, but I think maybe it could be a figure-by-figure basis. For example, Padme Amidala randomly comes with an alt hand so she can properly grip both blasters.
It even could have benefited certain figures like Morgan Elsbeth, who comes with jack and shit. Maybe they could have just given her 2 hands that were slightly posed. I don't know. Would have been better than nothing.
True.
Mon Mothma, the Andor figure. Imagine if she just had another relaxed hand.
Right.
Yeah. Anything would be better. And those are prime examples.
Yeah, I don't even think we need 2 sets, but imagine just with every Jedi you got a lightsaber and a force push hand.
Yeah.
Something simple like that. It doesn't need to be 2 hands. We lost Fig. It doesn't need to be 2 sets of hands, 4 sets of hands, nothing like that. It could just be 1 hand. That's all. I'd be satisfied with that.
Bro, honestly, I might give this one to Hybrid. I might say I gotta give this one to Hybrid, bro. I this is one instance where I do want Hasbro to regress and just put it on a ball joint. The ball joints before they did the thing starting in like 2020 where they cast a head, even with the stormtroopers, the old stormtrooper body is far inferior, but it does have a better, like, you know,
Right.
because it's on a ball joint.
Of course.
And I agree. I think I agree. I don't pose any of my clones with the helmet off. Put that shit on a ball joint.
I saw Zooboy chime in who said he poses his clone's helmet off, so there's someone.
And also, Pletho... Where'd it go? What the hell? Where is it? Pletho is spitting as well, honestly. Like, about the whole, like, money thing. That's not...
Yeah.
Everything costs money. We all want to see improvements, and improvements are all going to cost money, of course. But they can cut in other areas, save money. I mean, like the whole like in-universe repaint thing. Do in-universe repaints. They probably sell better than carbonized credit collection. Use that money to fund the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, none of us are privy to the business side of this.
Right.
And yeah, honestly, I agree. The grunts, put it on a ball joint. I 100% agree with that.
I have my ARC Troopers helmets off.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if they're named like that, maybe. Like maybe commanders and ARC troopers, but just the grunts.
Yeah. If it would give us better head articulation and no chin, I'd be so down.
Yep. All right. So that was... Oh, man. Why do I always lose track of this? There it goes. More paint.
Yep.
Point in case, Black Series used to have a dark wash on tons of figures, and we don't get that anymore.
Mm-hmm. It stings, especially when we get figures like Farm Boy Luke. An amazing sculpt. Does have a slight wash on the boots. Slight wash on the boots, but we all know any figure on Tatooine should be a little dirty, a little grimy, a little gritty.
Little gritty?
A little gritty, yeah. I'm speaking GRITTY, not GRIDDY. But you know, obviously not to directly compare it to like an SH Figure Arts figure to an import, but you look at Farm Boy Luke, the SH Figure Arts versus the new Black Series, and it's not like there's like a super apparent dark wash or anything like that on the SH Figure Arts, but it doesn't have the stark white, clean, dry, just like Luke looks like he just got out the dry cleaners.
Right.
You know, and I feel like we need more stuff like that, just like subtle changes.
Yeah, I would agree with this, Rena. Even like SH Figure Arts has that problem because this figure. So this is the SHF. This is an amazing figure, but it is stark white, and it's marketed to be from Star Wars 77. So I mean, it's a problem across the board because R2 is very dirty.
Actually, technically, I believe it's marketed from the very end scene where he's all shiny, the ceremony scene.
Fig out here doing mental gymnastics for.
He's got
figure.
you there. I mean, C-3PO is the same way.
Yeah.
3PO is not 100%.
Is this really what they said? Is that in the description on the box? Isn't that from... Look at all these people running absolute deep. They're like, they can't talk anything bad about my imports.
Dude, you're just getting cooked right now, bro.
That's hilarious. That is mental gymnastics, if I've ever heard of it.
Now, Wilbon is actually spitting, though. The first time they released that R2, it was completely panel lined.
Really?
So it had like a kind of like a grittier look to it. And they intentionally removed it for this release.
Nah, bro, Luke Skywalker literally says, you guys have a bunch of carbon scoring on you. You must have seen a lot of action. They're literally with the rebellion, bro.
But at the end, Yavin's ceremony, on the other hand...
Well, LMC is saying Tantive. That's the beginning.
Well, no, I know that. They're dirty on Tantive.
Actually, it's from the beginning on the...
Bro.
All right. SH Figure Arts aside, more paint on Black Series figures,
Yes.
please.
For sure.
Let me get a dark wash. Like Greedo, that original Greedo had a dark wash on the vest. Wicket? Good example.
Oh, dude.
Wicket has a dark wash on his little cloth piece. Momonedon, great
Dude,
example.
Wicket has dry brushing.
He does.
Yeah.
He goes so hard. It makes me want more Ewoks. I mean, I do anyways, but that really does.
Yeah. We just need more paint back. Obviously, we know it costs money, but I don't care. I want
That's up
paint
to them.
back.
That's up to the multi-billion-dollar corporation to figure out how to paint figures. Not up to me.
Just slap that wash on there, please.
Going back to
And don't use photoreal. Don't
Yeah.
use garbage
Bro,
inkjet.
I gotta give that one to Nate. I gotta give that one.
too.
No more inkjet weathering. No more. We're done with that. It looks bad. The technology is not there for weathering.
Yeah. You imagine if they would have tried that with the new Rex, put that inkjet weathering on that. I'm so glad he's just plain.
That's that poop troop, bro. I don't not like
Yeah,
that.
I guess it's like that could be the other side of the coin though too, is like if we did get more paint, would it be just dot matrix
Oh god, then
garbage? Which I would rather not have.
right.
If it's not real paint, keep it off. Unless it's for the face. Obviously that's totally different.
Yeah.
Can I circle back to the Greedo? We were talking
Oh.
about how he had the the dry brush on his vest. Then they re-release him and the power of the force, and it's gone.
Yep.
That makes zero sense. It's so weird.
I mean we've got a brand new figure that may have
Oh god.
some kind of budgetary issue that we'll talk about in recent pickups.
Yep. All right. Ready, boys? The slight upgrades to get you to buy the same figure multiple times issue. Just do it right the first time.
Yep.
Balin and Shin. This is like the two figures that come to my mind for this.
And even then, slight upgrade just to include the robes and not actually fix any of the horrible issues with the two figures.
That was horrible. That was such a I don't want to say it on stream, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah. I feel like this isn't like too big of an issue at the moment, but with upcoming leaks of like certain Palpatines and Mace Windu's, perhaps this could become more of an issue of how many times are we going to have to buy X character to get all different looks?
I would even say the new Anakin you're literally going to head swap onto the old one to get a definitive Clone Wars Anakin.
Right.
I'm just kind of tired of these styles of releases where it's just like a minor Ahsoka's cloak.
Yeah.
Oh, now she's in the Amazon 3-pack if you want her cloak. Should have included the cloak in the first place. Balin and Shin, soft goods, cloaks. Should have been included in the first place. And that's minus the height issue and the likeness, everything else. Just talking about the cloaks. Even like the new Emperor, which I'm sure we'll talk about. They have the better photoreal on the faces, but then they took away the stitching on the cloak, on the robe. And I don't know, I'm trying to come up with more examples. I know for a fact there's more examples of this happening. Just like those little slight upgrades to be like, yeah, here it is again.
There definitely is, but I feel like in general, this one's not like too crazy for, especially when I think about like other figure lines that do this way more often and way more egregiously.
McFarlane?
McFarlane. I even think like Legends.
Legends, yep.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, this Wolverine has the hair painted. Here's a new version. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks.
How many new Wolverine bodies are there? 17.
Feels like it, yeah. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I really wish they would get that zoned in before they release it. Like everything's up to modern. Whatever the modern articulation's at, paint, sculpting, the faces, all that. Just get it to the best it can be before release. Especially if it's a character that they are doing brand new for. Like with the reuse stuff, I understand because it's reused parts, but why not paint it the same way? Just going back to that Greedo, why not put the existing vest that you've already made on the re-release instead of making it worse? It's so weird.
Right. Because the precedent was set.
Exactly.
You know. So yeah, had to throw that in there. I know that's very typical of the toy industry, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, why not advocate as a consumer? Like, why make excuses and advocate for your own demise? You know, like it's not consumer friendly, so that's why I would bring it up.
Yep. Falcon Tech brings up a great point. Don't downgrade the figures either. Like Fig was saying too with Greedo.
Mine's a Mandalore Mando. There you go.
Yeah, probably one of the most recent examples of a downgrade, an almost immediate downgrade.
Yeah. There's a surprising amount of people who are like running defense right now, which is insane. Like, sure, just buy the same figure 5 times then. I mean,
I think
sure.
It's kind of new. It's nuanced though, because I feel like there's a time frame for something like this. If it's immediate, like Balin and Shin, yeah, that's icky. I don't like that. But if it's 1, 2, 3, 5 years from whenever that figure came out and a new one comes out and it is slightly better, I'm like, okay, maybe that's not so egregious. This one's kind of hard to really have like a solid, concrete, this is how I feel about it, because I feel like it just depends on what it is. It really does.
There's only a few like extreme examples of this.
Yeah.
Like the Balin and Shin.
Right.
I would say the newest one would probably be the 2-pack with from Shadows of the Empire with that Leia.
Right.
Like I feel like that no matter what they did to that figure at this point is just not worth it for most collectors.
Right. And Ahsoka the White, great example. If they end up coming out with an Ahsoka the White with the cloak, that would be a great example.
Are they going to punk us with that and not actually give us Ahsoka the White with the cloak? I'm kind of starting to get the feeling. I'm like, wait a minute. Are they actually just going to not do it? The crazy bastards at Hasbro, they're not going to give us the white cloak Ahsoka?
They're like, got you. No.
Yeah, you thought.
Or maybe they'll wait. Maybe they kind of saw what happened. Maybe they're going to push it like 2-3 years away, which then we were just talking about. Yeah. I'd be more okay with it because it's further apart.
Astar, do you think I bought the new Balin and Shin? I didn't, because I spoke with my wallet. We're literally just listing out criticisms, bro. I kind of came to the same conclusion about the Phantom Menace 3-pack. Because they did do more upgrades than just the cloaks, though.
Yeah, the faces... Well, obviously Obi-Wan is like a significant face paint upgrade, hair upgrade. Even though I guess some people were commenting on that video and saying that Obi-Wan's hair color does change in Phantom Menace. Because I guess at certain points Ewan's wearing a wig. And it's like a slightly different shade of brown blonde. So I'm just like, oh God, where does it end? Like, but actually both figures' hairs are accurate depending on what scene.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to buy 2 Obi-Wans with a slightly different hair color, more power to you. But for me, that's ridiculous if that's the only change.
Yeah, will the cloaked Ahsoka have thigh swivel? That's another one where they removed thigh swivel. Mando Ahsoka has thigh swivel, and then Ahsoka does not. That sucks.
Yeah, it made me... I killed that pre-order because of that and the Commandos. Once I saw that was gone, I was like, nope, I don't need these. I'm good.
Yeah, so this next one is a very popular suggestion. Stop putting knee armor on the thigh. It's not thigh armor. It's knee armor. It goes on the knee.
Yep. That's facts. Imperial armored commando. Once again.
See? Can we say it? I'll say it. That figure's trash, guys. It is. It could have been so cool. It had the potential to be so cool, and then they dropped the ball on it, and that's why I didn't get it. And if people like it, good for you. But like a lot of us, just we talk about our wallets, right?
Mhm.
I collect a lot of different lines, so it doesn't really frustrate with me to a degree. Outside the fact that we could have got a really good figure potentially for people who really are into it. But overall, I just passed and I bought other stuff I like with the money.
Yep. And I think it's crazy something like this because they've actually gone out of their way to acknowledge the issue and then they just continue to do it. They made a point like with the 2023 Clone Trooper to mention like the knee pads were unglued so you could shift them around. It was accidental on the Death Watch Mando that it wasn't glued in place, but because of the response, they did not glue any of the Mandalorian figures' knee pads going forward as well because of the response. But then you have something like the Imperial Armored Commando, and they're just like, how about we just put that knee pad right back on the thigh?
Yeah.
Almost makes you wonder if some of those parts were produced earlier, kind of like the Paz Vizsla situation. And they just were like, okay, at some point we're going to use it for this, and they push it so long so they don't go back and redo it when the rest of the figure's made. Again, I don't know if that's how they machine stuff or run their operations, but I'm like, at least that would make sense, right?
Right.
If that's what they're doing. Because if not, then why?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it makes it even worse because most of the time the armor piece is a glued on piece. So it would be something literally as simple as don't glue it on the thigh, glue it on the knee or glue it on the shin. Because obviously it would look much better if it was at least glued to the shin or attached to the shin. It would look more realistic that way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Justin?
100%. I notice it more so on figures like some of those like Mandalorian figures. Like something like Bo-Katan, I'm pretty sure the knee armor just goes right up on the thigh when you bend the leg.
Yeah, I think the female that female Mando body is like that.
And I there's a lot more examples, but that's just the one that comes to mind. Yeah, it's supposed to protect the knee. And thank you, Tommy, for the kind words. I'm calling it knee armor as well for the sake of your father. Because they're not knee pads. I got Commander Bly covered here. Knee armor. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
What's the difference between you and me?
All right, I just added this one because I forgot about it.
Oh yeah, true. This is a big one. This is honestly a very hot button issue. Something that I feel like is almost going entirely under the radar right now in the community with the most recent example. But what we'll start with here is what we mean by deceptive practices is the photoshopping of pictures, the photoshopping of promo images to remove pins, when without a doubt the figures are going to have the pins.
Yeah.
All right,
100%. I'm trying to find...
I'm showing butterfly joints and the figure doesn't have it.
Oh, yeah, like the Cobb Vanth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So this is a recent example.
Oh, God.
And this is blatant.
Jeez.
Because this is a real image of the figure. This is clearly a real, photo. And they Photoshop these pins out. Another good example. Emperor, the new Masters of Evil Emperor on his throne, Nate.
Oh, God. I said that twice because it's so bad.
Please look at this. This is something that I feel like not a lot of people in the community are really discussing. But this is the brand new Masters of Evil Emperor Palpatine. And as you can see, the hood and the entire robe has been massively downgraded, and they've removed all of the stitching that was on the original figure. For example, here is the original Throne Room release from 2019. This figure has some pretty wonderful stitching on it. The hood is stitched on both sides of the head, and it's also stitched in the back so that it lays like the Emperor's hood does. Obviously, it doesn't look all too great from the sides, but we're worried about the front here. Obviously, this is a huge deal. This sucks. This is a major, massive downgrade.
Yeah,
but what makes it even worse... What makes it even worse is the promo images on Amazon.com display the figure with the stitching. So this is another deceptive practice. The only way you would know this Emperor does not have the stitching is if you bought it and got it. That's the only way you would know. And I feel like that is extremely scummy because it ruins this figure. Even I'll show you guys. I'll put him on the throne so you could see even on the throne.
Oh yeah, this one's hilarious as well.
It does not, because you're thinking, well, maybe, you know, the hood will be like pushed up and maybe it'll sit a little bit better.
God.
Fucking great.
Jeez.
I would not feel as passionate about this if they didn't use the old robe in the promo pics.
Right.
Because you are correct. The only way, and look at the chat. Everyone is surprised. No, like, people haven't seen this because the figure just came out.
Yeah.
And some people have even said they're canceling their order right now just because we're showing off the
Look at
photos.
this bullshit. You could tell the robe is just an entire lower quality fabric too. It feels worse in hand.
Looks like a wish robe.
Unbelievable that they did this. We are going to have a review coming out for this on Wednesday to try and, you know, spread the word, let people know what's going on with this. But yeah, this was unbelievable.
I literally could not believe it because Nate was off of work, I was at work, and he was like texting me trying to explain the problem because he wanted to do it. He wanted to make a blunder.
Yeah.
And I was like, one of the best Black Series items ever made as a blunder? Like, What are you smoking, dude? What is going on? And he was talking about the stitching. So I was trying to look at this Amazon listing. I was like, what is he talking about? Like, this hood looks exactly the same. And then I go to his house and we open it and I'm just like I just couldn't believe they purposely used the old robe in the promo pics.
I left it in the video. You'll see Justin and I, our natural reaction to us both taking it out of the package. I left it in the video because it's just such a raw and real
Like, what?
like reaction. Like, I knew it was bad. I had known. I saw some pictures. So I knew it was bad. But even then, like, once I took it out of the package and, like, because in the box, of course, you know, the hood's like this. So you're like, oh, maybe it's not so bad. And then you take it out of the plastic and it puffs up. So, yeah, it's unbelievable. It sucks because obviously it's one of the most expensive Black Series items in the line. It is essential. Like, you need the Emperor with the throne. You need the Emperor with the throne on your shelf. But this is such a bad release that, like, honestly, in the video, we say you should get the Amazon set, but you also have to spend more money and get the archive version too.
I found on that note, I found an archive Emperor like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at Ross. So he is floating around.
Oh yeah,
people.
We've got 87 of him at our local Ollie's.
Oh, nice.
Plaguing the shelves. But yeah, this is a recent fast one here. And
I would just love to be a fly on the wall with who said, let's trick them. Like what did they say? Like, what was that decision-making progress where someone literally said, hold up, let's use the old robe in these promotional shots to literally trick them.
Right. Like,
whose idea was that?
And I say this in the video, but I'm like, you know what? If you're going to do this bullshit, at least be proud of it. Own up to it.
Right.
Take the promo images with this shitty robe. But I know why they didn't take promo images with it, and you'll see it in the review on Wednesday, because you can't take pictures of this Emperor with the robe, because it looks bad no matter what. You can't fix it.
Yeah.
I will say, okay, I do like the updated heads.
Yeah, the photoreal does look nice.
Jeez.
But otherwise, this is bullshit, guys. That's bullshit.
Might be worse than Balin and Finn re-release with the cloaks, if I'm being 100% honest, because of the comments like Jesse is saying. This was my grail. So mad right now. This is one of the most iconic, best things ever released in the line, and now everyone's disappointed who didn't pick it up in the first place. And all it was stitching, and that's such a common theme where it's like,
Right.
All they needed to
just
do
look.
was put in a little bit more effort. Let's check that out. That's a good ask.
I would be.
I think they're new.
I think they're the same. I think they're reused promo pics.
Because they have the better heads. Let me look. Where's the listing for the OG? Here it is. $120.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for someone like me, I have the OG release, I have the archive release, so I'm just gonna swap. I'm just simply using the heads from this set, and this body's gonna go in the fodder bin.
Oh no!
The new heads are definitely better. Palpatine's he's not fucking blue anymore. So at least he looks more like natural.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Is this gonna be a theme? Because at the end of the year we're gonna see Nate with all these bodies of figures because the heads are getting better.
Yeah.
The Anakin and now the Emperor. I hope not. I hope that's it.
It's an endless cycle of me just buying figures for the heads to put on the older bodies.
I knew it. These are new promo shots. So
oh wow,
this is the new.
Wow.
All right, and then this is the original listing.
Okay.
So I mean, obviously very similar posing and everything.
Damn,
like that lightning shot.
They really dogged us. Look at the chair doesn't have the purple in the original listing.
I wonder if the factory missed the memo on the robe.
Yeah, because I think certain people like the early posting in our Discord. I think maybe some people were speculating that they got a QC issue, and they were like, "Oh, got QC issued on the robe," but it is every single Masters of Evil Emperor.
Nice.
So like I said, Tom, if you want this Palpatine, I hate to say it, still you have to get the Masters of Evil set so you can get the chair. The chair's fine. Chair's good. Everyone, chair's good.
Yeah.
No complaints here. But you also need to get the archive release.
Yeah. Yeah. If you live near Ollie's, they're everywhere. But it does suck that you have to buy more figures just to fix a figure.
Yep.
Yeah, this should never have to be a situation.
Also, quick shout out to Bare Knuckle Bear for joining our channel membership. Thank you so much. Welcome to the crew. Now, did you guys have any other improvements that the line needs to make?
Let me check my list.
Oh my gosh, I literally have to go again, guys. I got a health issue.
Bro, you got to pee or already?
Yep.
Wow.
It's all that coffee I was drinking, bro. I'm trying to bring back the
Justin's in that early unk status.
right. Like something's going on here.
I think
But yeah,
for-
any other what they need to improve on, you guys can. I'm giving the yap mic to you.
Did we already kind of go over just the lack of world building accessories and dioramas and stuff?
Nope, we could talk about that for sure. I mean, we talked about wanting more accessories, of course,
Right.
but not like specific world building. So spit.
So like we all know, because this is more of just like a wishful thing, because I know like they've tried some diorama stuff in the past, but how they did it was not good with the statues. But like those pieces I still use to this day in my displays. They're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would love to see like that with an actual figure in a pack again. I'd like to see them try that again. It's kind of what I was thinking. Like, you know, we're getting 2-packs again, so people are in general okay spending maybe $40-50 for a 2-pack. Why not $40-50, maybe even 60 for a really cool diorama piece with your figure?
Mm-hmm.
So just to add for our displays, because especially the guys who are 3D printing, like Lance Peter, Luke, and you, and pretty much a good chunk of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't need to. You have that avenue, but for people who don't do 3D printing, or even to combine them, because you could add stuff to it, I just think it would be really cool.
Oh yeah, because I mean, obviously, it'd be preferable to get something that's, you know, professionally painted, like a product from Hasbro, as opposed to like a 3D printed item, which you may have to paint yourself, and if you're not the best painter, it's not going to look great. So, or some people just don't even want to mess with that at all. So
Right.
I always think about those 3 sequel trilogy figures: the Kylo Ren, the Rey, and the Luke, where they came with the base, and the base was awesome. Yeah,
It's so cool.
I loved those, just little bitty diorama pieces, just to give you a little bit something more with the figure itself. I felt like that really was a nice presentation.
Agree.
And of course, world building stuff too. I just think why don't we have more of like small creatures, just like little things, like more holocrons, more cups. I know that's controversial to say, but more cups.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like there's a lot of room in Star Wars for those little bits. It's like thinking about, well, recently, like the Jabba's Palace vintage collection set. How many cups, plates, random bits of whatever, food, whatever. It's like, why don't we get some like Return of the Jedi figures coming out, and they just include like random little cool stuff like that, so you could build out like a palace display over time.
Exactly. I feel like even like for certain Cantina aliens, because I have a few 3D printed ones, like the little small tables, like because when you set it up in that display, like it just those little even Tika from Obi-Wan Kenobi has those cool accessories that are not so much scene specific, but they're Star Wars enough where you can use it for any type of like Tatooine, even a New Hope or 77 display. Like getting those things, or even like the Skyhopper with the legendary Obi-Wan, like I thought that was great because, you know, or the deluxe pack for Cal, right, with the holocrons and just more of that stuff in general would be. I know it borderlines accessories when they're that small, but you know that kind of stuff would be awesome. I would like to see more of it. Technically, that is a need to improve on for me.
Yeah, I think without a doubt we could get some cool. Oh, I know how many cups are coming with it because I bought it. I will own that.
Never enough cups. Hashtag. No.
I'm not even memeing. I would love more cup sculpts. I would love different colors, different sculpts. I would love an official Hasbro Cantina hookah piece.
Ooh.
I know they would never do that because they probably would never do anything that would imply smoking, but
Didn't they release it with Jabba though?
oh yeah, I guess Jabba does have his pipe, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's just water vapor, bro.
Yeah. That's all it is. But that was the
Mojave
one
Mailman. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. They say I have to leave shortly, so I just wanted to input for what we want to see in the future. New Grievous, Django, Gree, IG-88, etc., all that are in scale, have better articulation. Yes. Spit, Mojave Mailman. 100% agree with you. We need new Grievous. We need new Django, Gree, IG-88.
Big time.
Come on, IG-88. I think IG-88 might be creeping up on my just most wanted list. I'm just going to pretend like the other figure doesn't even exist. I'm going to be like, yep, IG-88's on my most wanted Black Series character list again. Because the old figure is such a pile of shit.
It is.
Yeah.
How's that rubber going on yours? If you bend mine, it'll fall right off. I have to keep it.
Yep, I've never bent the elbows on... Outside of the review I did back in the day, I have never, ever bent the elbows ever again on IG-88. I'm sure they're probably deteriorated anyway, though, because it's just simply it existing out of, its packaging.
Right.
Actually, I would probably be willing to bet people who have on-box IG-88s probably have the rubber disintegrated in package as well.
One of mine fell off like years ago.
Yours is gone. It's just gone.
So bad.
Because they'd crack and then fall off, and then the vacuum, gets it.
See, Dank Ches gets it. It's so crazy that we don't have IG-88.
I know.
We have every other bounty hunter from Empire Strikes Back, and we've had them for years. Hasbro, are you kidding me?
You got we don't against droids or what?
But we don't have IG-88.
Yeah.
You guys think that's gonna work?
Yeah. Reverse psychology. Yeah. I also agree with Chat's point about completing teams. Let us get some more Scar Squadron for sure. I love that.
Yes.
Took them ages to complete the team for Rogue One, Rebels. 100%.
That's facts, Cornholio. IG-11 too, but...
Yeah, we need them, bro.
But honestly, you should have just bought the SHF or the Mafex, because both of those are really good.
Now you're spinning.
Hey, I have the SHF of IG-11. Call me a big Mando fan.
Yeah, I do too. He's huge, but I think it works. I love it.
Oh yeah, for a droid, it's fine. I feel like you could play with the scale of a droid.
Yeah.
Unless it's R2.
We all know how that goes.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. So our third and final part of this question, this prompt, what we want out of the Black Series in the years to come.
Whew.
The first one that I said is continue the PT/EU trend.
Yes. And
keep
I think
doing the PT, keep doing EU.
Obviously, I know you mean this, but special emphasis on prequel trilogy movie. The movies. Love Clone Wars, I do. But we need more movie prequel trilogy stuff. And obviously EU, there is a laundry list that is longer than the span of this earth of characters that we need.
Yeah. For this, I didn't really want to get into specific characters because there's a billion wish list videos out there. We've made a wish list for every Star Wars film.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not Solo or Rogue One, but the main saga and 2D Clone Wars, 3D Clone Wars, Rebels, gaming.
Yep.
Like, if you guys need ideas, Hasbro, we have tons of content already, wish list wise.
Yep.
But I do like this trend of giving the PT and EU love because everyone seems to be hyped on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of something for everyone. However, hybrid.
Let's go. Yeah.
Hybrid's pissed.
This one's for you, buddy.
Hybrid's pissed.
With that being said, do not forget about the OT. The fact that there was only one OT figure last year is unforgivable. It's a disgrace.
Unforgivable.
I quit the line for one second because I was so mad.
Moma Nadan, one of the greatest Black Series figures of all time. Absolutely love it. However, it still was reusing, to a certain degree, a pre-existing figure. I just there is still a market for original trilogy. There is still plenty of OT things to do. I know everyone who is against the OT just, well, they have already done Luke, Han, and Leia and Lando. Mm-hmm. There are so many more. Imperial Gunner. I mean, we still have Imperial Troopers that haven't been made yet, and Troopers that's like the Black Series bread and butter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So don't forget about the OT.
Yeah, I feel like there are still plenty of huge omissions from the OT that aren't just background glup shido XYZ, which obviously is what I would love to see, but I know those figures don't sell. I know that's why we don't get very many, is because we are in a very small minority of wanting Cantina patrons and, you know, Jabba's Palace goons.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yeah, we are starting off on the right foot this year with 2 pretty solid figures. Luke and Leia. Leia is pretty great. Luke is good. It's good.
Sure.
We're starting out the year on the right foot. But there you go. Right there.
Spitting.
Yep. 9-nub, Lobot, Imperial Gunner. I feel like all 3 of those need to exist. Bespin Gown Leia is a no-brainer. Why not give us Diaper Luke?
That'd be awesome with a back to tank.
I'd buy it.
Oh, heck yeah.
I mean, I will agree with you, but there's a reason. You can look at 3 3/4 inch as a perfect example of, you know, how long ago they've made Cantina aliens and they've never touched them ever again. Even though they've got a brand new HasLab coming out where you'd think they'd want to be pumping out Cantina aliens, they are literally radio silent on anything to go with the actual Cantina. So I don't think they sell like how we think they sell in our minds, which sucks because I love them.
Tommy's spitting. Tommy's always level-headed and fair, even as a person who doesn't collect OT heavily.
That's facts. Yeah, I think Corellian great point. Just do the 96. Do the Kenner 96 in Black Series. That would give us some really great original trilogy.
Do it all at once.
Yeah.
Oh,
just more than one a year.
Right. We understand.
Give me 4 a year.
that's what I was gonna say.
1 a quarter.
One a quarter, bro. That's all we have.
1 a quarter.
Fan channel, make them easy. We get them. Everybody's happy.
Ooh, yeah. I like Adam right here. Spitting.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Head to toe, we need a new Bespin Luke. Bespin Luke sucks.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about redos of like those classic Black Series figures, like the orange and blue line figures? Because I know some people, like my boy Dylan in the Discord, is kind of against redos and prioritizes new characters. And like, I so understand the sentiment, but there are some who just absolutely need redos.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. We do want new characters. We don't want to be treading the same water over and over again, but action figures have literally gone through like the Industrial Revolution in terms of articulation, paint apps, details, sculpting from 2013 to now. Literally has completely changed. So we need those updates. We need those updates of those iconic fan favorite characters because, once again, just to use Bespin Luke as an example, the last time that figure was released was Archive how many years ago?
19, I think, wasn't it?
And it was not a good update. And there's how many collectors out there that would probably love a Bespin Luke but don't have one due to it not being available, or due to just the older figures being subpar, you know?
Yeah. Quick shout out to Dusty Trooper. Thank you for the channel support.
Facts.
Agree with these picks. Yeah, Django absolutely needs a redo. Agreeing with everyone in chat. Yeah, Darth Maul is a great example about how much better it is in that Orange Line version. And now, those redos are good for everybody. They're good for the new collector. Any collector that got into the line after that initial Maul's release, or the archive one, or whatever. Now, they get an iconic villain, Sith Lord, and it's a great figure, and it's good for us who are just upgrading from a crappy Maul to a excellent Maul. Like, everyone wins.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Brandon. Says this is great so far. At Justin Nate, check your messages too. Yeah, I'll be. We better add some zeros to that. Whatever is it? No, I'm just kidding.
Don't forget these guys. Come on.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we always need new characters. We need characters we've never got in the line, but
Jango Fett.
when I look... Yes, Jango Fett. X-Wing pilot Luke. I just zeroed in on him in the distance.
Let's just get him first. And then
Hell, let's get Porkins. It starts to become painful as time goes on when I see like amazing figures for characters that maybe I necessarily don't give as much of a care about as I do for like some OT classics. And then I look at those OT figures and I'm like, that's it? Like that's the representation we get?
Yeah.
He's looking at you, Han Solo.
And by redos, we mean 100% from the ground up redos. I don't mean new Clone Wars Anakin that just has a new head and some soft goods. I mean completely from the ground up.
Right.
Yep.
New. Also, shout out to Drew Originals. Thank you for the super chat. Main characters should always get updates. Yeah, because how does it make sense to have the main crew of the most iconic film trilogy of all time with a cast full of personality, super popular, changed cinema forever? You guys know me. Preserved in the National Film Registry for a reason, and we're stuck with slop figures from 2013, which, I mean, hey, in 2013 it was all fine and dandy, but it's been 12 years. So I do think it just doesn't make sense to have these super iconic characters. Orange Line Anakin, you know, let's do something for the prequel crowd. Orange Line Anakin. You really want that to be your definitive Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith. People say something is better than nothing. I disagree. I removed Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan from my display because it's so bad.
Damn.
I would just rather not display it than even have it on the display. So I absolutely support the concept of redos and like keeping the heavy hitting characters up to date.
Mm-hmm. Nixelplix, thanks for the $5. Just enlarge all of the remaining TVC that doesn't exist in Black Series. Make them big. Go. Balance the scales.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
At least we have the client, guys.
I don't see a Black Series HasLab Ghost on my shelf.
Someone got mad at me when they're like, I don't understand that joke. I would really appreciate it if you could explain that joke to me right now.
Wait, which joke?
The
client.
Oh. Well, but we still don't have the client. Thank you, Nixel.
Man.
Appreciate you. Comrade Bobcat says, Fig, what is your most wanted figure?
In Black Series, or I'm assuming Black Series. Out of everything we have right now, I'd probably say, that's so hard. Right off the top of my head, this is gonna probably be weird. Is what the hell's his name? The Geonosian guy, the Lesser.
Oh, Poggle.
Poggle the Lesser. I just think it would be a hell of a Black Series figure.
I'd love to get some Geonosians, bro.
Yeah, and we don't have one. And again, alien character, you know they would knock it out of the park. So there's like 30 I want, but that's the one that just popped in my head. That Dirge would be amazing. Yeah, more. Let me rephrase that. More 03 Clone Wars figures, please.
Hell yes. More 03 Clone Wars.
Oh wait, one more thing. Actually, Darth Bane.
Oh yeah, Darth Bane.
Oh,
right.
oh, yeah.
Zombitron, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. They say one improvement I'd like is no more clone leaders without soldiers to lead. Lonely Bly, Gree, Bakara. So if Doom comes out, I would like his Legion too. That's fair. That's a good point too. It is weird having Bly and Gree on the shelf for so long, and we've never got their corresponding troopers.
Right, and we need that Galactic Marine, bro. We got Kiadi Mundi and Bakara 1 year after the other. It would make so much sense to get the Galactic Marine. Just have that synergy,
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Good corporate term there, Justin. Love it.
I got you.
Did you guys know that Commander Gree is actually a subtle reference?
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, unironically, I would probably be down for a Turgle. Turgle does go hard.
All right, get Nate off. Get Nate off.
Yeah, too bad bro can't even be bothered to watch the cutscenes of Jedi Survivor. That's how much he doesn't give a shit. It's not even the it's not even the meme of just.
Hi guys, welcome to Out of the Basement with Monday Night Figure Ball.
Right, Justin's such a big fan because he doesn't mindlessly consume the endless amount of Star Wars slop that comes his way, even though I'm literally not a gamer.
It is a big fan of the first game. Will tell you that he likes Cal Kestis as a character. Doesn't want to see the continuation of Cal Kestis. Bro, you could watch the cutscenes. You watch movies. You watch TV shows.
Shit's mid.
Yeah.
Shit
No
mid.
excuse. No excuse.
Thank you, Falcons Tech, for the $2 super chat. Please, Hasbro, cloth commas for all troopers with commas. Absolutely agreed. 100%.
I can't say all. There is a small percentage. The Bad Batch figures, Echo, his figure with all that sculpting would be would have probably been slop with a cloth comma. But
Justin, look at Instagram messages from Brandon, please.
My phone died. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I literally can't.
All right.
Send me a screenshot on Discord if it's like something super important.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a continuation.
All right.
Since you're the Discord master.
Yeah, if it's like something super important I need to see, then
Yeah.
hit me up with a screeny.
1 sec.
Justin now calling things he hasn't experienced slop. No, I'm tired of this bit, bro. I'm tired of this bit.
Yeah, I'm tired of Justin calling everything slop. I'll be real with you guys, chat.
Because the chat always does the thing where, like, oh my god, I can't believe Justin hasn't mindlessly consumed the latest Star Wars thing that has come out. Like, bro, this is like going into a tangent that I don't want to get into. Like this whole the Discord conversation from the other day, like your level of how much of a diehard fan you are is quantifiable. It depends on how many books you've read, how many comics you own, how many figures you collect. Nah.
Yes, it is.
Nah, I can be just as big of a fan as anyone else. Just because I didn't finish the Bad Batch Season 3. Or I didn't pick up the Beb art.
I mean, not like you missed much in that third season, just saying, but...
I mean...
Did you see what I sent you on Discord?
Yes. I'm reading it right now. Okay. All right. I got stuff cooking for that in the future. Well, in 2 more subcategories. The next one I wrote, more smaller one figure type vehicles and or creatures. Let me add that. We all know the common sense picks for this. Bark Speeder, ATRT. Let's get it.
There you go. How about Dooku Speeder? I would take it, but
I don't know if I would be interested in that.
I feel like I would get it if it was just the speeder. No no extra Dooku figure. Just the speeder.
Yeah.
So you would want a vehicle release that didn't come with a figure?
If it was something like Dooku, where like I already have Dooku and I don't really need two Dookus, like I think it would be fine to get just the vehicle.
Yeah. What if not like he needs a new tooling because that figure is arguably one of the best. But
Yeah,
if they did like a newer version, I would still get it. It's not a need, but anyways, I was thinking scale wise, that's something they could probably do.
All right, so here are my two, and it's not my ideas. Everyone has this. All right. I think they can continue this trend of single man fighter, like speeders, walkers, like stuff like that. So we got the Bloodfin and we got the Stab, right? Two great, excellent vehicle releases. Now, a certain demographic of people out there didn't buy the Stab because it's not blue and it's not from the Filoni Clone Wars. Yada, yada, yada. You already know. So let's put the ball in the cloners' court. Let's give the cloners a chance to put their money where their mouth is with a Revenge of the Sith celebratory anniversary ATRT. Get Falcon out of here. Get that out of here. From Revenge of the Sith, and in addition to, because you should just do both, Commander Neo on the Bark Speeder. Chat, what are we doing? We picking these up? They're clones. I mean, guys, they are clones. Are we picking them up?
Both would be cops, I think.
Man,
100%. This is the direction they need to move in. I mean, they've done speeder bikes before. This would have to be a new sculpt. ATRT would have to be a new sculpt.
Well, look, you could do a Kashyyyk repaint of ATRT.
Yeah, well, this is the one they should do because it's from Revenge of the Sith, the Kashyyyk one. And then they can do I'm not going to buy it because it's not blue. They can do this one.
and just so everybody knows, we actually like the color blue. I mean, look behind me.
Then these cloners will be creaming their pants.
Blue. Because they're like, I want to buy the blue one. I want the blue one. I want the orange one.
Dude, Justin hates blue. Confirmed.
Okay.
Bro's anti-blue.
With the 501st ARF?
Dang.
Oh, I'd be picking this up.
Yeah,
I'd
that'd
be
go
picking
hard.
that up.
That would be awesome.
I want the blue one.
That's the color scheme I was going to paint on my custom one before it died.
Dang.
Before it's shattered.
You know what's funny about the whole, like, blue thing is some people actually think it's real and not a bit. And they will leave comments and be like, for the record, Justin, my favorite color is blue. Yeah, dude.
It's not a bit. What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not a bit. I hate blue.
Nice. Blue hater.
Yep, there. Yeah. I know that meme. Now it's meme.
My
Five first
color's
overrated.
blue.
Oh no.
Dang.
Oh no. No name character with vehicles. So you would be against a Commander Neo set like this? Facts.
It's true.
I guess I can kind of see that from if you wanted to buy multiples. You're going to
Yeah.
be stuck with that. But
Yeah. The Bark Speeder's so big, though.
right, I think that'd be a one and done for me.
Yeah, army building, even buying two Bark Speeders would be kind
we
of
go.
crazy.
Here we go. This is what you guys want.
With the sidecar.
Oh, see, that thing would be a
With
shame, but-
with the sidecar.
Oh, yeah, give me that.
Blue accents, 501st Heavy Trooper. You guys would be all over this.
It's blue.
What's an ideal price for this, boys? I don't know. I don't want to say too much.
I feel like something like this would have to be 60, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be more expensive than the Bloodfin, right?
Yeah, because size.
Yeah, it's bigger than the Bloodfin, but
Right.
maybe less piece count if it doesn't come with a bunch of extra little gadgets, lightsabers, and robes.
Yeah.
What they give.
$50 or less. Dude, the figure by itself is 25. You gotta remember.
I
The
think
stab was 50, but the stab is also smaller than this, I would say.
Yeah, I think the bark speeder's pretty big. Let's find an image of a comparison of the bark speeder with the OT speeder.
There you go.
So we can see generally the size comparison between the two. Or if they're generally the same size.
I mean, this is like some random toy.
It's like micro galaxy.
It is smaller, though.
It does look a little smaller. But that's also just like a random.
Yeah, what if those toys aren't in scale?
Tommy says they're about the same size. Bark is just bulkier.
Okay.
Right, I mean, look at this thing. It has, like, all this stuff on the side. It has, like, more bulk on the front.
Yeah, I'd stick with 60, 70
I think that's
on
fair.
on Bark.
I could see them maybe even doing 75, but that'd be like the high end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would see it just based on, modern vehicle pricing.
Oh, gotcha. You're going for the ideal price. I mean, free.
I-
It should just be free. I agree.
Ideal price, $0.
Just kidding.
I'll raise you $1.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. So ATRT, Bark Speeder, those are like the two most popular picks.
Yeah.
Big figs. Oh,
Ooh.
big figs. I don't think it's fair that Marvel gets to have their big figs, and we're left with just our 1/12. Well, they're all 1/12, but we're left with just our standard 6-inch tall figures. I like opening up the realm of possibility with larger alien characters, creatures. The big three with us: Ninth Sister Inquisitor, Ponkrell, and Dirge.
Yep. There's no reason that we can't get slightly larger, higher priced point characters in the line. Marvel's been doing it for years. They have characters like Kingpin, Rhino, where they are 1/12 scale, but they are just more expensive. And I think the three examples we chose are probably some of the most desirable, especially Dirge and Ponkrell. And I think Ninth Sister would be amazing as well, but
Yeah.
Jonah, that could fall into that category too. A new Grievous that's actually accurate in scale.
Yep.
Comrade Bombcat says Admiral Trench. That'd be a fun one.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I think they should
Rancor.
definitely try out the made to order Hasbro Pulse thing that they did, like they did for Marvel Legends Dragon Man. Give us a slightly higher item, slightly higher priced item. Give us a pre-order window, and just if you want it, pre-order it. If you don't, pass on it.
Yeah. Spider-Legs Mall, yep.
Yep, that would be a great one.
I agree. Any avenue they choose for this made to order, Pulse exclusive, I don't care.
Yeah, I feel like most of these would have to be like some kind of exclusive. I don't think a lot of the Marvel bigger figures actually make it out on store shelves.
Well, that Odin is on store shelves. Oh God, no, absolutely not.
Nope. No Build-A-Figure.
No,
That's a bad.
No 2 thumbs down for Build-A-Figure.
If I had a third thumb, it would be going down.
Hey, yo. No Build-A-Figure.
yeah, we're just fully against the concept of Build-A-Figure because we'd be buying shit that we don't want.
Think
And
about
I already fell into that trap when I collected Marvel Legends 10 years ago. So.
Anyone that is out there that's ever completed a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure, you know deep down in your heart of hearts, you've bought at least 1 or 2 figures you did not give a shit about, but you had to get that Build-A-Figure piece. Why
when
would
you
you
have to
want
buy
that in
Vanessa-
Star Wars?
Parentheses lightsaber whip to get Dirge's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want that. Very rarely, and they do it intentionally, very rarely do you find a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure wave where every single figure that completes the Build-A-Figure is like top tier, highly desirable, fan favorite, everyone wants it. Almost every single Build-A-Figure wave, they sneak in, here's random bullshit X, here's random bullshit Y. You got to buy them. And that's how they sell those figures. That's how they. It's a way to get rid of peg warmers in a certain sense.
Yeah.
Or less desirable characters are packed with a essential piece, so you have to buy the less desirable characters so they don't sit on the shelf. That's kind of another angle of Build-A-Figure, but in all reality, actually Marvel's kind of getting away from Build-A-Figure. I think Build-A-Figure is just kind of going.
It's a collecting habit of the past, I feel, for most people. It was kind of cool. It was unique when it came out. It did it. There was some cool ones. But then what also happened is 3, 4, 5, 6 years later, Hasbro re-released them as a single. So then all those people that did it got more pissed off. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't want that happening in this line at all.
I remember buying the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure wave, the MCU Hulkbuster Build-A-Wave. It was like 6 dog shit figures. Like
They were awful.
random Iron Man, random Doctor Strange, Iceman, Blizzard, or whatever. It was just like a string of the worst figures, but it was to build the MCU Hulkbuster. So it was like, yes, the MCU Hulkbuster is amazing at the time. And then like a year later, they were like, oh yeah, here it is in a 2-pack with Hulk that you would have much rather wanted.
Yeah.
And it's
I made
better.
Yeah.
right. I did that with Giant Man from Civil War.
Yeah.
And then they released him on his own, and it's a better figure because it's like actually like connected, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, oh, this falls apart all the time. And I had to buy some absolute slop to
Let's
get
hear
that
their
Giant
names.
Man.
I want to hear
Captain Communism, G.I. Joe Duke Nukem, whoever the hell that was. Red
Guardian
Yeah.
and Nuke.
Yeah.
Those are their real names, but I like
Yeah.
your
Captain Communism, because he's like the anti. I have no idea who it is, but I assumed he's the anti Captain America from Russia, so that means he's Captain Communism.
yeah, he's like Russian. Yeah, he's Russian Captain America, I think.
Yeah, so, and then the other guy was just like a GI Joe figure,
Yeah.
the Fascist Four.
It was Nuke.
Yeah. Thank you to R2 Drew 2 for the $10 super chat. Let's hear it for Pong Krell. He's a must. Been enjoying the channel for several months. Excited to join Basement Battalion in homage of Hasbro listening in today. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Also,
Yeah.
Pong Krell would love it. Would absolutely love Pong.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably
Ravens would be cool too from Jedi.
yeah.
True.
Yeah. I think
Yep.
for Big Fig, Pong is my number one, like, just to get like an expertly detailed and like good articulation and
Pong and Dirge.
yeah.
Pong and Dirge. If we could get both of those, we'd be cooking.
Bantha flocked or plastic? It would have to be plastic.
Plastic. Get that rooted hair shit out of here. Get that flocked shit out of here.
I would want to see Robo try to review a flocked Bantha though.
Give
How much
Yeah,
he
right.
likes the flocked figures.
Jaro Tapal.
Yep, Jaro to Paul.
Ooh,
Although he would just be deluxe status because Zeb.
Zeb.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what's next? Okay, this is a last minute request here. How we would like to see Hasbro interact and communicate with the Black Series community. So this is under the what we would like to see in the years to come umbrella. I'm going to jump right into it, boys. I want to see if you agree or disagree. End the streams.
Dang. Controversial.
Unless it's Star Wars Celebration or like SDCC. End the streams.
I think the streams are in general necessary for the normies.
How would the normies even know to look on their YouTube channel, though?
I mean, they could be subscribed to Hasbro Pulse.
Sure.
I think they just need to be more substantial, if anything. They just need to be more substantial and not just two figures. And I also think we need people like the Marvel, like what the Marvel team has is what I want for the Black Series team. A group of people that, without a shadow of a doubt, you could tell they're passionate about Marvel. They care about what they're doing. They're really into it. They talk on social media to fans. They interact outside of streams, outside of corporate settings. And there's like a more, I don't know how to say it, there's just a more open line of communication, I suppose. And like a lot of times before a Marvel stream, like someone was saying, set expectations for the streams. A lot of times those guys do. And they'll just, put out a tweet or something like that, and they'll be like, hey, this stream's going to be X, Y, and Z, not this. I think that would help out a lot too. But I feel like a lot of times the team is just really stiff on camera. They don't really seem like they want to be there. I don't feel the passion from the Star Wars team that I feel when I watch a Marvel stream. And I feel like that's something that's really missing.
Yeah, the reason I say this is because there's no bigger recipe for disappointment. There's no bigger recipe for community disappointment than the Hasbro live streams. It is the highest concentration of negative comments. It is the number one avenue that leads to like the more toxic side of action figure collecting. It inevitably leads to disappointment every single time because of the nature of calling it a fan stream, the nature of calling it a Hasbro Pulse Con. People naturally hype it up, and it's the nature of the streams and like making it this big grandiose event. And then when the few figures that have already been leaked, mind you, and we all already knew were coming, that's why every single time these things fall flat. And their really odd decision to ease up on pipeline, it seemed like the moment they did that, the entire line just gets leaked from these Chinese factory websites and these, all these different sources with the factory leaks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say bring back the pipeline, because the pipeline was always hype. How many streams have we seen where like the product reveals were lackluster? Oh my god, but that pipeline though, like, yo, I'm hyped. That was like the biggest source of positivity for those streams was the pipeline. And they eased up on the pipeline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say though, like, I don't know. I just feel like we've gone through so many of these streams that it gets exhausting just hearing people constantly being disappointed. To me, it just gets into the point where I'm like, what did you expect? How many streams have we gone through where there's been 2 reveals, 3 reveals, 4 reveals? Like, it's nothing new. Mm-hmm. So for me, I kind of feel like the streams are still fine. We also have to keep in mind, I know everyone hates to hear it, but TVC and Black Series are one and the same when it comes to the stream. So when we say there's only 2 Black Series reveals, that's true, but you have to think there was actually 8 Star Wars reveals. We, unfortunately, as Black Series collectors, have to share the spotlight with Vintage Collection. I don't think we should, but that's the reality. So, you know, we get a Marvel stream where there's 8 reveals, but they're all Marvel Legends. They're all 6-inch scale.
Right.
So you're like, wow, we got a bunch of reveals. Star Wars stream comes along, we got to split with a totally different scale, where there's 2 audiences fighting for, I want more reveals, I want more reveals. But for whatever reason, Hasbro lumps Black Series and Vintage Collection together always. So we have to share the limelight on these streams. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to.
Fig, just for this original question, how would you answer this? Like, how would you like to see Hasbro interact and communicate?
I just feel like, kind of, how do I word this? I talk, that's the first part. But no, I feel like, to me, the live streams, on a personal level, half the time I don't even engage or watch them. So, like, I could see doing them less and focusing on maybe doing, like, 2 or 3 a year, kind of like what Justin was saying. But when they do those, really have, like, all the duckies lined up for it, have potential leaks all set up and potential pipeline, and really make them bangers for the community. And also the interaction, too. Sometimes it feels a little stiff from the few I've watched. And I don't know if it's like versus, I'm more on the G.I. Joe fence versus Legends things, but like the G.I. Joe team, like when they talk about stuff, I feel like a lot of times it's like another collector of the line. But I don't feel that with the Black Series engagement. But essentially that kind of wraps it up. For me, I don't really care if we got rid of them completely. I'd be okay, but I think it's also important for them to do it just because the hype is a good thing for your figures, for your collection. You want to get people hyped up for what's coming.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the way they've been doing it, and it feels like we're getting a lot of streams. Maybe I'm wrong because again, I don't watch a lot of them in the first place. And part of that's because the community we have. I feel like, is his name Brandon, who's engaging, who kind of engaged this whole conversation, and like what Tommy was saying earlier, like stuff like that is way more engaging. I'd rather see more connections with content creators on YouTube with this line, because that's where I know for myself, that's where I get almost all my information is from the Discords or YouTube creators, like you guys, Robo, you know, all the Tommy, everybody out there doing their stuff. I get that more feedback from them than I do actually Hasbro. So I feel like integrating that into their live streams would actually be really beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, I think most of the stuff would benefit from being like social media drops, like really detailed social media drops, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. I actually like those videos that I think Eric was the one who did those, that were just like 2-3 minute looks at the figure, detail out what's new, why they chose certain things, talk about the articulation a little bit. Like Eric has done those videos before. I like that. Yeah. I think that avenue of figure reveals would actually generate more hype than doing the big fanfare of the streams.
Well, and something like that is always just infinitely more interesting too, because Eric's a designer. He worked on the figure. He can talk about it a little bit, you know, actually give us some like knowledge on it, not just like PR knowledge on it, just actual like, you know, not insider information, but, you know, more detailed information. That's like kind of the stuff we care about.
True. Yeah.
I don't care that he comes with his iconic entertainment expression. I want to know what base body the figure's on.
Yeah.
Right. I think that milled it.
Right. More fan votes would be awesome.
True.
They used to do fan votes back in the day.
Those were fun. Those
Oh,
used to be
those.
so much fun.
There's a lot of instances where like the figure was coming out anyway.
Yeah, where we could look back and maybe think like the fan vote may have just been an illusion.
The archive fan vote where they all every candidate gets re-released with the exception of Slave Leia. But I would like to see a return of fan votes. I would like to see... full disclosure, Brandon, the Q&A live sessions were pointless. I'm going to be just completely honest, because the questions are pre-screened and they have to approve the questions. So they were all softball questions, or it's just the endless loop of, are we getting this character? Are we getting that character? Can we get this character?
I was going to say, like, I don't know, because you look at an interview like Lukeness with Eric, and Lukeness's questions were pre-screened, and they were all approved. So is it necessarily the questions being pre-screened and not being approved, or is it the people asking the questions maybe just aren't asking the right things?
I think it's the latter. So I think it's the creators that were on there.
Right.
And
so
it also didn't help that there was like 1 or 2 people for Black Series, and then 90% of them are TVC.
I feel like if they wanted to do those kind of Q&A streams again, they need to get people in there that have better questions. And they need to make it abundantly clear that if you ask a question that is, can we get this character, that's just not going to be answered, because they say it a million times in the stream, and yet somehow some random person in the Q&A still asks, what do you think the chances are that we're going to be able to get Darth Talon?
Yeah. When are we going to get Sabine on her speeder from the Ahsoka series? Well, as you know, we can't answer questions about future product reveal. Like,
2 questions later, yeah, when are we getting so-and-so, right?
I guess what I'm getting at to answer this is, like, I do want more community engagement, but I don't, like, the Hasbro live streams aren't really the answer. Like, the Q&As aren't really the answer. I kind of like what we're doing right now, though, and you reached out to us, which is a first ever. So, and we don't speak for the community. This is my own opinion. This is Nate's own opinion. This is Fig's own opinions. But it was made abundantly clear that community engagement was a priority. The live chat was a priority. The comment sections. We know on the wish list videos that they go in and look at the top comments and they like tally up like what's the most popular requests. Mm-hmm. So I like that. It's not that we're just like, I want what I want.
Right.
And everyone else can, eat shit. But it's community engagement as well. Also, shout out to Court. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Court.
Maybe we could get prototype reveals so fans can give their feedback, like when people lambasted the TVC Revan, got a whole new, better figure from that. Yeah, that's a good point.
True.
That's a good point. That did change things for the Revan.
Yep. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Thanks, Tommy.
Well, yeah, but there's always like 1 or 2 people that are like, they don't speak for me!
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think Justin's just trying to say, like, we don't pretend like we speak for the community. We're always just giving our own opinions. Mm. We just happen to have a larger, Black Series following. Ooh, yeah. I love the teases that Marvel does, too, where they just put up a random part or a random piece. So fun. So fun.
Yeah. Stone says, I think what y'all are doing right now is what needs to happen more often. A good, credible channel that is arguably the entire basis of the YouTube Black Series community or fandom that can take. And I know, like, Landspeeder Luke also, he's a very good source. So, it's not just out of the basement. Like, it's not just us that was asked about this.
Right. We just chose to make it a stream topic because, why not? Content, right?
I mean... we had almost 400 people in here the whole time, so I mean, it worked out.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say to add to it too is, I feel like maybe trying some new things, not definitely stealing from like Marvel, but just like that Nate was saying, like doing something like a little different on social media, like posting up like this, like coming from Hasbro, like a little tiny snippet of what might be coming. It gets people more engaged. Mm-hmm. It gets people guessing. I think that's always a fun thing to do. And then also Yeah, like the questioning that's happening when they do have content creators on there. Definitely don't pre-screen it. Obviously, you have to with certain things, but as far as
Yeah.
like in the field questions, like regarding what we're talking about, like action figures, I think it should be an open game because you're not going to get real feedback unless you have people ask those questions. Obviously, if they ask the same 3 questions all the time, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna move on, right? But you need to have like a little more open format. Lukeness was a great example of that. I know I'm kind of rehashing to what we already talked about, but just to add to it, like those 2 things that I just said, I feel would help a lot. And social media posts on Instagram. I know a lot of like Instagram. I'll use that for example because that's primarily my platform I
Mm-hmm.
post on. But a lot of people are like kind of up and down on it because the algorithm's kind of tough in general. But once you start clicking on those types of content, you'll start seeing more stuff. To have stuff on Instagram from you guys that's more engaging to the community would be awesome as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Yeah,
definitely.
you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think it would be cool if it was, because obviously we've tried probably 5 separate times to try and get a hold of Eric to get him on stream.
Yeah, the Hasbro PR thing is weird. Lukeness got very lucky the way he explains, because he did that a long time ago, like way before we tried to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I reached out to Hasbro PR, I reached out to Mr. Stevie. He said to send another email to PR and CC it to him. Still nothing. And then I just kind of gave up. I was like, it's no big deal. You know, Nate and I are just 2 fans, just 2 guys making videos. We have nothing to lose. This isn't some high stakes situation. But I was gonna say to Fig's point about the Lukeness monster, like that Lukeness monster interview with Eric, and then Tommy's interview with
Daryl DePriest.
Daryl DePriest. Those 2 videos are like so unbelievably interesting and offer tons of insight.
Yep.
And they like absolutely should do more of that type of stuff. And I'm not saying they all need to come on out of the basements channel. Like there's there are other YouTube channels out there that they can do this with.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like those 2 videos should be like homework. It's
Right.
like you guys should do your homework and go watch those videos, and then like it can kind of help you when you're like offering analysis on this line and offering your opinions. You know what I mean? Just those 2 videos alone is like some of the most meaningful information that I've seen collecting the Black Series. So
100%. And even like specifically with like the Daryl DePriest interview, even though it's mostly about like 3 3/4 inch, you can see a lot of the logic that they applied to 3 3/4 inch applied to, you know, modern Black Series.
yeah.
Like the thought processes seem to be very similar. It's just a different scale. Great interview.
I gotta pull a Justin here. I'll be right back again.
Oh.
All right.
But yeah, I'm always down for more open communication. I'm always down for a more direct line. I'm down for some more interview type stuff, like you did with Lukeness Monster. I'm down for a return to the fan polls. That's pretty much it. I don't know if I have any other ideas. Thank you to Daniel Driver for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate you. That was your first super chat ever on a live stream.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Thank you,
How
Daniel.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Do a March Madness or a last figure standing type thing. 100%. I'd be down for that. Honestly, yeah, they should do that.
Yeah.
Pletho's spitting. Quite honestly, if they have to be so cagey because it's Star Wars, then you need to push back at Lucasfilm and make it clear it's making it harder to sell their merchandise. That's another thing. I'm sure Lucasfilm is like a hurdle to jump over
Right.
before saying anything.
Yeah. And I agree with what Tangy is saying here. And that is what I was getting at with my rant earlier about, you know, the TVC and Black Series sharing the same stream. I do think they just need separate streams. Give Vintage Collection fans a stream with Emily, and give Black Series fans a stream with Eric. Let them out of the basement.
Because they are different lines.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
and
it's not fair because, like, Marvel and G.I. Joe, not even Transformers or whatever other brands they have, they have their little 3 3/4 inch lines, but they're like 5 POA. They don't have an adult-oriented, highly detailed, highly articulated adult collector line in 2 scales. Star Wars does. It's a burden. Now, I saw in the chat earlier some people took that as like, yeah, screw TVC.
yeah, no, that's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying either. Because I don't hate TVC. I don't hate on TVC collectors. They're
Obviously.
fine.
Yeah.
As I am
mean-
as I will always remind everyone that I'm sitting literally in front of 2 rows of Vintage Collection figures, and there's a nice little wall right there of some 3 3/4 inch. So
Nate's a fake Black Series fan, confirmed.
I mean,
that's why
gotta
like
give that one to Figgy.
like obviously I don't call myself a TVC collector, but in a lot of ways I am. Like, you can't look behind me and say that I don't collect the line because I clearly do. But they just need to be their own separate things. That's all.
What does this mean? I feel really disappointing of you guys. I was a big fan, but you also seem to not care about Hasbro in other countries or fans in other countries. I don't know how you would possibly, like, what do you want me to say? I live in our country, and so that's how we offer our analysis.
Yeah, that's where the perspective's going to be from where you live.
I can't give you a perspective on what it's like to buy figures in a different country because I don't live in our channel's always been from an American perspective. It always has been, it always will be. We are Americans. This is our perspective. This is how we see things. We know that there's fans in other countries, but it's hard for us to speak with any kind of authority about that because we're not knowledgeable about what it's like to collect in a different country. It's not that we don't care. Kylo Ren, how about you start making some YouTube videos about the issues?
I was just about to say, I think you should start making some YouTube videos, and then you can offer your analysis.
Yeah, I would
from
love
your perspective.
I would love to know what the issues are. But frankly, that's just not something that's really ever talked about.
We have had guests from overseas, such as Action Display from Croatia, and when we have him on our channel, he will offer his analysis from his perspective in Croatia, or Bosk's Bounty's perspective from England.
Mm-hmm.
So we just don't have the authority to speak on different countries because we don't live there.
Right. I feel like it would be mildly embarrassing to pretend like we had some kind of knowledge about something like that. Yeah, or Geode Rocky brings up a great point. Join the Discord, man. There's plenty of people.
There is a lot of
Share your experience in there.
There's a lot of people in the Discord from other parts of the world, and they say what's going on in their regions. It's pretty cool. I would definitely recommend that. And also, if you haven't been watching the channel long enough, there's been plenty of instances where Justin and Nate have talked to other people on chat about what it's like, and we've had plenty of in-depth conversations about it. So yeah, it's kind of, I'm just adding to what you guys already said. I just think that's an odd statement. So
Yeah.
Okay, so the very last topic, just a general overall thoughts, current state of the Black Series, overall satisfaction, general thoughts. Fig, you go first. You go first. Overall thoughts on the Black Series.
So is it like just overall thoughts or satisfaction or both?
Honestly, maybe I'll change the name of that. Overall thoughts about the state of TBS.
Okay.
Oh my God, save. There we go.
So I think make it simple at first, percentage wise, I'd say 85% we are in. Everything's great. Keep on doing that 85%. There's about 15% that I would like to see changed or improved upon. To break that down, it would be like the stuff we've kind of already said. This is just more like a rehab. This is more like a rundown of that. But our character selection has never been better. We are hitting so many different marks from the fandom. It's crazy. The fact that we have a Darth Malgus, a Bastila Shin, uh, Jarrus Sabath. I mean, just those three at the top of my head. And then you got everything from Sebulba coming out from the prequels. And then we got renewed sculpts of classic Farm Boy Luke Skywalker, classic 77 Leia. Like, that stuff's coming. We're probably going to get a Han Solo. It just feels like everything's pointing into the direction of greatness for this line. It's at an all-time peak overall. So there's that. That's all the positives I can think of. I feel like there's definitely room for improvement, and I do have a couple points I did type down. Just giving OT and PT figures the maximum amount of budgeting going forward to create best possible figures. I think they're the legacy of Star Wars in the sense of from your most average fan to hardcore fan. Those two eras of Star Wars currently and going in the future are going to be your biggest draw. So give that the biggest budget. And then second of all, try to even bridge the gap further between imports and your line. They've done it. They've been doing an awesome job with that, but they could definitely push it. And I feel like if they increase the price, I'm in the camp that I'm totally cool with that if the figure is top notch out of the park, because I already buy imports. So to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think obviously all three of us are long-term collectors in the Black Series. Fig, you've been collecting since day one. Justin and I were about 2 years after that. So we've been in it for a long time. And it's without a doubt in my mind that the line is better than ever. It's better than it's ever been. In almost every single aspect that you can think of, the line is better. There's a few things that need to be improved, but ultimately no action figure line is perfect. Every single figure line, I collect so many different figure lines, and they all have pros and cons. Nothing's perfect, but I think the line is better than it's ever been. I think it's going to get even better. 2025 looks like it's going to be a monumental year for the Black Series. So while I do think there are some things that need to be fixed with the line, overall it's great. It's better than it's ever been.
Yeah, I echo Fig and Nate's thoughts a lot. With my personal opinion, I think the line has continued to get better every year since like 2019. I know we usually say 2020 is like the start of the golden age, but it probably started like late 2019.
Yep.
Ever since the move to Galaxy packaging, I've always thought the figures felt better, had better articulation, like going from that old Stormtrooper body to the 2020 Stormtrooper body, going from the old clone to the new clone, getting like vertical or ball hinge wrists on like Figrin Dan and Kiadi Mundi and whoever else has it. But for me, it's the character variety. It's been probably the main reason why I love this line so much, because character variety is probably the number one thing I care about most. And as a person who likes the prequel era, I like the prequel trilogy and the Clone Wars. I mean, I am an OT first kind of guy, but I do love the prequels and the Clone Wars. And as someone who likes that media, this has been like a dream come true as a Black Series fan with the Super Battle Droid, like everything that's come out. That being said, I do buy less, but the ones that I do buy, they hit especially hard.
Right.
But I am very hopeful that 2025 is going to be like one of the greatest years, if not the best year, for the Black Series. And there's a million different reasons for that, with everything that we know is coming, everything that I have on pre-order. all this love. They're going to celebrate the Revenge of the Sith. They're going to have some more EU stuff in there. We got Shadows of the Empire figures coming. We have some OT redos. Well, I already have mine that are in Nate's possession.
I was going to say, do you have them, Justin?
Yeah, right.
Do you?
That being said, all of our what they need to improve on points, still stand by all that. Two things can be true at the same time, which some chatters... Oh, Mr. Negative's being negative again. What a big surprise. It comes from a place of love. Why not? Why wouldn't you want them to do better? Like, why would you criticize me for having criticisms for them? We all want them to do better. And even though I think 2024, probably best year for the line, I think 2025 will be the next best year for the line, there's still always going to be room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think all of our critiques are totally fair. I think they can fix the majority of the criticisms that we have. And that's why we're doing it.
Yep. Yeah, realistically, there's nothing majorly wrong with the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like little things here and there, sprinkled throughout.
It's like you're perfecting greatness. I don't want to third greatness, but you're perfecting a product that's already really good. You just want it to be next level.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yep. But with all that being said, I think that's a wrap on...
Yeah.
What's it called?
The future of the Star Wars Black...
That is a wrap on what Star Wars The Black Series does at its best, what they can most improve on, and what we as collectors and fans want out of the line in the years to come. That's a wrap on that topic, fellas.
It's a wrap. Whew.
Oh, nice. You guys see what Hero Collections wrote?
My ears.
Big thank you to Nate and Justin and Fig Fairy, Nate, Justin, and Fig Fairy for hosting a great conversation today, and thank you to the chat for contributing. My Word doc of notes is 10 pages and 3,000 words long. Thank you. I know someone earlier in the chat was like, "Where are they? I don't see them." They're listening. I promise you.
Yeah. All right. So are we going to hit the dusty trail, or did you want to do...
I don't have any recent pickups. If you guys do, we can run through those real quick if you want.
I mean, I got one.
Let's see it.
All right. You guys ready?
Oh, dude. Yeah, buddy.
Here it is.
Woo!
My first hot toy. Not my first sideshow, but my first hot toy. Because I do have the
Whoa.
dude. So here it is. Look at that. I'm selling my Black Series collection, guys. All this video is for nothing because I'm going to collect hot toys from here on out. You can't just buy one. Oh, it's the end of everything for Nate.
Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, it all starts with one.
Yep, just starts with one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll see. We'll see in a few months, buddy.
Nate's going to join the Monday Night Figure crew now. He's a hot toyer.
Yep.
I like, obviously, I've always wanted to get one Star Wars hot toy. And Revan...
Here they come.
Yep. See, that's why I was saying it all before the chat even got to say it.
You mean this guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
In the box. He's right over there.
for a while I've searched for that, like, what's my one? What's my one?
Yep.
And then they revealed Revan, and I was like, there it is. That's my one. Revan is just such a great character. Such, like, in a weird way, like, my era of Star Wars. Like, being a kid, experiencing KOTOR with my friends, like, an entirely new, different era of Star Wars. It was just, like, mind-blowing at the time. So, like, Revan is, like, just, like, such an important character in my Star Wars life. So, that's the one here is Revan. And I'm sure it's going to be great. And who knows? I'll maybe get one more. But in all honesty, I've messed with Hot Toys before. And I have some critiques about them. And ultimately, I just think they're too big. Like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't have that much space to be displaying 87 Hot Toys, you know?
I don't understand how people do it.
Yeah.
I would. There's one for me that I would get if they ever made it.
What's that?
Max Rebo.
Oh, yeah, true.
That would be the only way I buy a hot toy.
You know, the other one I was looking at on the website that was looked fantastic was they have a stormtrooper with a dewback.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like $800, so there's no way in hell I'd buy that, but
Be like this.
yeah, it looked epic. Like the pictures looked amazing, but
I mean, Blitz is spitting.
yeah. Now I will say to this LMC, if we got a Malik, you know, Revan and Malik kind of go hand in hand. So
I love it because that's how it happened with me. And look,
yeah, but
Here, Tommy, did you?
ultimately my because
This is my new game. This is my new game for thumbnails. It's gonna be the Where's Doom. It's gonna be like Where's Waldo, but Where's Doom?
Justin, were you aware that Commander Doom is actually a subtle nod
I can't.
For us real fans.
to the Marvel Comics character Doctor Doom?
I did not. Did you know Commander
No way.
Thorn is a reference to Thor from Marvel Comics?
How about, I bet you didn't know this one. Oppo is actually a subtle hint to Dave Filoni's previous animated series, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mine's just gone. No
Wait,
way.
what?
And did you also know that in Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, when Viggo Mortensen kicks the orc helmet, he breaks his toe?
What the? I'm never.
Bro, I had to fight with every fiber in my being recently to not
Look,
say that.
Grandma Tony
Yep.
knows. It's the Two Towers helmet kick.
Absolutely. But I had like a bunch of photos. Where are they? Where'd they go? It's my new channel bit.
So
Where's Doom? Oh my god, I forgot all this AI slop. I'm not gonna be able to find it.
I've been dabbling in that AI slop. It's very weird. That's all I'll say.
Oh shoot, here it is. Hang on. I found it. Like I just over the years I've just ever so slightly I'll throw in Doom.
I've noticed over time that you sneak in Doom all the time.
Yeah.
Frankly, I've never noticed because I mean I look like at the clip, the thumbnail, but I don't like dissect it enough. So you
Right.
got me. I gotta give that one to Justin.
It's just my new little thing I've been doing since Doom is like the new meme for the channel with the whole actually thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Bro, mind blowing, bro. It wasn't
Yeah,
an
it
orc's
was-
helmet, it was Commander Doom's helmet, which is in reference to Marvel Comics Doctor Doom.
That's true.
Facts.
Oh man.
See, I gotcha.
How about
Ooh, with the Appo.
Yeah.
Were you aware that Appo, the arrow, is a subtle reference?
How about the
Makes
purple and yellow tactical droid, K2B4?
Oh no way!
Listen. I just think it is funny that there are people out there that unironically think that Commander Doom's design is like subtle. Like that. Like that's
No.
just, especially every pose of him is
The
the Doctor Doom pose. Like the only thing they left out was they didn't give him a cape.
I should have gave him a. Yeah,
Other-
they should have.
Other than that, painfully obvious.
Here's the thing, though. I'd pick up Doom.
Oh, absolutely,
Oh, me
in a
too.
heartbeat. Are you kidding?
On that 2023 body with that look, that'd be sick.
Oh yeah, it'd be so dope.
Coffee.
I'd buy
Yeah,
him,
that-
bro.
That's sarcasm. That's sarcasm.
Yep. Fig, you got any recents?
I mean, well, yeah, but it's not Star Wars, so you might lose some drop.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. We're 3 hours in.
I think Nate will like this one.
Ooh, Titus.
Yeah.
Did you get Chiron and Gadriel?
Not yet. I want to. I want to. There's a couple sites that have them up right now. I feel like I'll be able to get them. I just can't wait too long because these things.
Oh, yeah,
disappear.
they go.
Yeah, I know you got the McFarlane one, and it looks pretty sick too. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's really the only recent. And then I haven't opened this yet, but I do have it.
Nice.
I don't want to. I know I didn't show it on this stream. I need to open this guy too. The Return of the Jedi Mayfix.
The Return of the Jedi one.
Yeah, because
You're different from everyone else.
well, I own 2 of the Empire ones. That's what
Oh,
it is.
okay.
But I was like, so I've been redoing my displays, and I have a Jabba Palace. You can kind of see Jabba up there, and I have a SHF one, and this looks so much better. So I went ahead and got it. It was super cheap on Ami. You know how we do it.
Yep.
Us M&F guys. And then, last but not least, not recent, but recently opened, and I've been loving this figure. It's the Mayfix Luke.
Oh.
Yeah, here's the cloak. I don't have it on.
He looks like such a fun action figure, but at the
those
same
look nice.
time, also just kind of has a little bit of the import curse going on.
He does.
Looks a little gappy.
This poses for copy if you haven't watched his review yet. But he is, I don't know, like a lot of people are giving, I mean, there is, like you can kind of see through my lighting's not catching it. I just don't think it's as egregious as some people are making out to be, but that's such a personal thing. I'm used to imports. I've messed with Revoltech figures. You want to talk about gaps,
Oh, yeah.
you know. But when you get him like in a good action pose, those gaps, like even something like that, start going away, and that's what they're meant for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the money, I get it. I got Ami hosed on this guy. One figure where it wasn't a good route to go, but is what it is. I got the re-release of him, and they ended up charging like, I don't know what it was, like $20 more.
Oof.
Yeah, and then the increase in shipping fees. So he was not a cheap figure, but I don't care anymore because I have him in hand and I like it. But
And it is technically the only 1/6 scale, actually accurate Mandalorian Season 2 Luke Skywalker figure in existence.
yeah. I have the SHF one, and he's in a display. He looks phenomenally better in the face. But from the neck down, this figure is just way more fun to handle. The SHF one to me, is a little more fragile, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word. I can't get it into the same poses. Like this one right out of the box, I was hitting some really cool poses. I just felt I have more fun with it. So, but that's all I got.
Nice.
Nice. I actually have one thing.
Ooh.
Hey, one more thing.
Yep, one more thing.
Let's go.
Make Justin big.
Make me big. So, the show is pretty much over. But we still have over 300 people in here, so I'm going to subject you to some physical media torture.
Ooh.
And we picked up The Substance on 4K.
Don't show me that.
Right.
I'm
Amazon.
still waiting for my copy.
This is a horror film that is nominated for Best Picture at this year's Oscars. It is the 7th horror film ever nominated for Best Picture, joining the likes of, Silence of the Lambs, Jaws.
Oh, wow.
Anytime horror gets recognition at the Oscars is a major W. This has been on my watch list for a very long time, and it's only available on Mubi.
The hit streaming service Mubi.
I also saw one called Acorn TV Plus or something. I'm like, Jesus, like what is happening? Who's it?
God.
Coralie. Okay, this is a French name. I'm sorry, but the filmmaker, she is the same lady who made Revenge, which was a French extremity film. So this is body horror, and it was very crazy. We watched it Friday night, loved it. It takes some twists and turns, and it is truly disgusting, but like in a very good way, kind of like The Fly by Cronenberg or something. I'd recommend it if you're into horror. Where can I stream this? Mubi.
Mubi. M-U-B-I.
Wasn't that the name of the fast food place in like Clerks too? Yeah, well, it was Movies.
Oh yeah, Mubies.
It does have Dennis Quaid. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Wow.
Old Dennis Quaid.
Yep. But
It was he smoking on that substance pack there?
Yep.
The death stick, I know it.
Yeah, but I would recommend.
Yeah, I've been dying to check it out because it just seems so similar to like Reanimator, From Beyond, Society, like
Society,
Stuart, like
From Beyond,
Stuart
The
Gordon,
Fly.
Brian Yuzna, like some like late 80s like gory schlocky. That's what it looks like to me, and I've been like dying to see this movie. So Amazon keeps delaying my pre-order, and I'm like getting angry about it.
Yeah, I went into Walmart and bought it then. It was still there. 'Cause
Justin,
Walmart is still holding out.
You've seen Society, right?
I have not seen Society, but I know, like I know what.
Yeah,
it is.
right.
Yeah, but I've never sat down and watched it.
Do you have
liked
it?
Nosferatu. I do not have it.
Yeah, Nosferatu was great. Can't wait to see what the extended cut.
Look at that, 284 watchers, just like that.
Yep. Show a Blu-ray, lose 20 viewers. Here, hold on. Huh? Can we reel you back in? I forgot this was a recent pickup.
True, which we do have a hilarious video going.
One
on.
more thing.
I got one more thing too.
Oh,
Hey, yo.
These are, I already had these, but I bought a second set recently. They're so cool for photography and displays.
Oh man, those are sick.
Yeah, because you can light them up through the back too. And I'm gonna plug the guy because he's awesome. And Tommy's actually a co-host of this live stream, Starlight Digest. The
Nice.
username
I've heard
is-
the name.
Yeah, Darth Moocher on there. His shop is Tashi Station Emporium. You can find it on Instagram, and he 3D prints stands and stuff like this. So, cool guy, good prices. Highly recommend for figure photography and displays. Yeah.
Nice.
very nice. Oh no, that would kill our channel, bro.
I would nuke it.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely nuke it.
Also, Chris is spitting. Videodrome is awesome. I love Videodrome.
Yep. It's a classic. Cronenberg classic.
There we go. All right, that's it for recent pickups. That's it for the stream topic.
Wait, one more thing.
Yeah, one more thing.
I'm just kidding. I don't.
Oh, I was like, what?
No.
I ain't.
The new flesh.
I ain't got nothing else. But you already know that I've been back on the saddle with reviews and videos.
Bro, because that new PC has Nate editing in light speed over here.
It's honestly insane, but it's also got me hyped. So I'm like really like, I'm like feeling editing, just on.
Well, right, and the videos, even though we're late, have been performing well. Like Phantom Menace 3-pack, over 4,000 views.
Yeah, true.
What a pleasant surprise.
I thought that was really cool because I thought that video was gonna tank horribly.
Yep. And then we had a Balin Skull Blunder, which thank you for the viewership on that. Over 6,200 views. Tomorrow, Nate, what do you have going up?
We've
I know you
got
something.
We've got Lukey Poo. So my review of the brand new A New Hope Farm
Yeah, that's
Boy
my
Luke.
recent pickup too, I guess.
Yeah. This is Justin's copy. I don't have mine yet, but obviously he let me borrow it to review it. So it'll be a classic POV Nate style review. As always, some people like to think the old reviews are going away, but they're not. It's just when it's a reused figure, we do a review together. I did shoot the review for Leia. I did not edit it though because we had to emergency shoot a video about this guy. And this took priority. So
I was hoping you were gonna edit that one first. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm glad you like put that above the Leia.
Oh, because I genuinely feel like this is important to like get people like just the information about it, because like we experienced today on stream, no one knows that this is so bad.
Right, yeah.
So a review for this is going to be dropping on Wednesday, and it's just a typical review, but it's lots of fun, lots of antics. You can see Justin and I's live 100% natural reaction to us pulling this figure out of the packaging. So I would really love it if everyone watched this video, maybe kind of help, pay for this figure since I bought it.
Right.
Maybe get the
Good
video to a point where like the ad revenue on it will have paid for this piece of garbage.
Wow, really, Nate? Begging?
When did
really?
you, in one of the Discord we're in, you posted that. You first mentioned it. This was like a few days ago, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw that, mine was actually said, I got an email saying processing, and I went and I killed it. So you saved me.
Oh, snap.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I'm out. So.
Yep. This one.
Of course, comrade.
Yeah. Anytime. I was going to pick it up anyway because originally my old Emperor throne had a QC issue on it, and it was missing like the top like silver piece.
Right. Yeah.
So when this was getting re-released, I was like, oh sweet, I can buy one and have a non-QC issued Emperor on his throne, and I'll sell my old one. Thankfully, I did not do that before I got this set in hand.
Right.
Because I would have been heartbroken. I would have been devastated.
Oh, yeah.
I get that. The shitty Palpatine, and you got rid of the good one.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You got one more thing?
One more thing.
Yeah, let's go.
I finally unboxed my additional
Hey.
SH Figure Arts Stormtrooper.
Hey, yo.
I need to get like a piece of paper to use to try to get this to focus.
Right.
But I love this figure. I'm literally in love with the SH Figure Arts Stormtrooper.
It's
I mean,
fire, bro.
it's
Look
a
at that holster.
masterpiece.
Look at that holster.
It does everything that you could want a Stormtrooper to do while looking fantastic with the proportions, the accuracy to the original trilogy. It's kind of the perfect Stormtrooper.
It's kind of a masterpiece. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it stacks up with the Mafex Stormtrooper
same.
coming out soon. But man, it's gonna be tough to beat those two.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want to get 2 of the Mafex as well. I actually have a 3rd of these coming.
Bro, it's crazy that I don't even have my second SH Figure Arts Stormtrooper, and you're on your 3rd. What universe are we living in, chat, where Justin is army building more figures than me?
That are import. I'm literally army building an import. Like, I might want to go for a 4th because 3 is an odd number.
I would agree with you on
mean-
that. I think you either go 2 or 4.
All right,
Right.
here's another import.
I love that R2. It's so good.
And this is not even that expensive. Man, I really wish I could. Come on. Oh,
But there it goes.
so this has a great feature.
There it went.
Watch this.
Whoa. It's on the front too, brother.
Yep. I think I like this yellow on the front. I think the red is easily the most iconic. Which one?
Oh
is it?
yeah.
Where is it? Oh, right here.
You got it.
I love the split color one on the front. That's so much fun.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Yeah, that's so dope.
I think
Yeah. obviously, like, the accessory. It's kind of similar to the TBS. You got that thing that comes out.
I agree with coffee, though. Put those Kenny legs on there.
Yeah. That would be nice, yeah.
Get them Kenny legs on there.
Bro, no twisty?
I miss my gimmick.
And then it's like a push for
See,
the leg.
because some people say the light changes the gimmick. I disagree with that. That's changing
That's a feature.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but it's also a stark white. It's not like the cream white that the black. It's like my only issue with the Black Series one, which the TBS one is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing. But this is just, it's more metallic and it's more of that stark white instead of that cream. So I gotta give this one to the Figure Arts.
Yeah.
Those imports gonna look great on your new
Whoa.
Death Star Diron. Absolutely. Did you drop it?
Yeah, I think Luke dropped it.
All right, let's go to IG. Let's open up Instagram and oh, I gotta give this one to Lane Speeder Loop. What a dream display!
Uh-oh.
Hey, wow.
The cubes, the Cube series.
Brothers cooking. I mean, he always is, but geez.
Stackable, modular Death Star?
Additional scenes coming soon. Whoa!
Death Star playset?
4 levels. Let me go back. Oh, dude, this is like a dream display.
We should like print this whole thing out and do like a 80s toy commercial.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The Land Speeder Luke Death Star playset.
yeah. You gotta get hire a couple kids or have you have relatives.
Yeah, right.
Choo, choo, choo.
Mm-hmm.
There was I was thinking for the G.I. Joe Classified line a little while ago. They did an old school commercial like that. I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. But that Death Star looks insane. That is just kind of blowing my mind right now.
I bought 3 refills of ash gray, black, and white.
Yeah, I need to get new Phillies.
I'm gonna get started on this tonight. Not even gonna lie.
Damn.
Yeah, I need to get a 3D printer. I've been saying that for a while, but this is making it.
I wonder how.
So dope.
Does it have the dimensions? How tall is this? I'm gonna have to look at these dimensions and see like how tall this is. How cool would it be just to do like? Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna get rid of even more new media stuff and put this on the top shelf.
No.
Nah, I don't know what I'll do, but I'm so excited for that. 200 millimeters.
Speak American, Luke.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
like,
what
bro,
is it?
you're literally in Cali. I don't want to hear this millimeter garbage. And it's about 8 inches, 7.87 inches. Thank you. So that would be, yeah, about 32 inches. Okay. I'm going to have to do some measurements. So
Luke,
if you wanted 4 tall, it would be about less than 32 inches.
just like the pictures there, you can stack them like not on a shelf and they'll be fine.
Like they're stackable without shelving.
Yeah, like they'll be supportive enough.
Dude, look at this.
Oh,
Like, how
yeah.
sick is that?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's awesome.
So many greebles.
Yeah, and he was telling us about this. There's like a peg that he made in this wall to like, he designed it for this torture droid, so you can make it look like it's floating.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. So you don't have to use the cheesy stand.
And I know this is acrylic for the base.
Trash compactor.
Man, this is so cool.
Yeah.
This is like unreal. This is exactly what I wanted. Good shit, Luke.
Yeah, that's badass.
Alrighty, boys. I think Chipotle is calling my name.
That does sound
Same.
good.
I'm having the same.
Really?
That
Yeah.
does sound
I mean, it's
good.
a lazy Sunday, so I like that. I like that.
We were talking about them the other day in food chat, and like everybody was talking like what they like to get, and I hadn't had one in a while, so I'm like, I'm getting it Sunday, written in stone.
All right. I like that.
Mr. Cop, who needs that darn? No,
Yeah.
we also have to gatekeep 3D printing. I believe you should not be able to buy a bamboo printer before you've suffered like I have with an Ender 3. Otherwise, you don't get it. You and I are built different.
Yeah.
That
Even though
gatekeeping was wild, bro.
even though like the bamboo printer still does have minor issues every now and then, it's just like you don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan tractor beam hallway is a must.
That would be sick.
But yeah. All right, I'm down to end it here, boys. Food sounds good.
Take us
Yep.
away, Nate. Take us away.
Figgies are good, but food is good too. So
Thanks.
we appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining us on the stream today. We had so many people in here, so much live chat, so many donations, super chats, channel members, all that good
was crazy.
stuff. We
16
appreciate it.
members.
Unbelievable. And of course, we were joined with our very special guest, Mr. Fig Fury.
And one more thing, guys. I gotta plug my boys tomorrow night because it's gonna be our biggest show yet. Everybody
Ooh.
watch it. Just trust me on this. You don't want to miss it. So
You're not going to want to miss the Figure Ballers.
Bro, Coffee's saying to announce it.
you want me to announce it? All right. So you guys want to tune in? We are having the one, the only Mr. Robo on our show.
Oh!
Yeah. So let's go.
Yo, that's sick.
Yeah, we're super excited, and
It's going to be a
awesome.
10-hour stream.
You know what's funny is I got in my mind, right? I'm used to streaming for Monday Night Figure Ball, so I got like all my drinks prepped for like a 6 to 7 hour stream. So I
Yeah.
still have like 2 waters left over because this is like that. But anyways, more so, I wanted to appreciate you guys having me on. This episode was awesome. I love the subject matter, and I always love talking with you guys about our hobby. And anytime you need a guest on or whatever reason you want me on, I'm always available. Hit me up. I appreciate it. And on that note, everybody have an awesome Sunday. Peace.
Yes. Awesome. So tune in to Monday Night Figure Ball tomorrow for Robo.
I love that.
Yo, Robo's a certified yapper. He's gonna go toe to toe with you guys because every time we've streamed with Robo, what people don't know is after the stream, there's like another hour and a half of us just talking to Robo.
I mean,
So he loves to chat. So I'm that's awesome though. Congratulations, guys. That's a killer guest. But
Thank you.
yeah, for us, please check out the Luke review tomorrow, and then we'll have the review for Emperor Palpatine on Wednesday.
Yep.
So
figure it out on Friday. Lazy Sunday on Sunday.
content's back. Content's
going-
back.
We going full steam ahead. Out of the basement. OOTB 2025. We're popping off.
That's right. New computer. Justin's got a functioning computer. We're basically unstoppable.
That's facts.
But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate all of you. And we'll see you right here, same time, same place, next week on Out of the Basement.
Later, guys.
Oh, what eat? Oh, what eat? Oh, what?
Did you guys both just do that at the same time?
Yep.
Maybe.